Boobs.
Hello. Yeah, that made it in.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Hello and welcome. Yes, we're back. Welcome to Dice of the Beholder, streaming the Chronicles of Nidum, episode 73. Finally, episode 72 feels like forever ago. But yes, streamed by Dice of the Beholder on the ever accommodating, long-suffering heavyweighter PG.
Right, what's my character's name again?
I can't remember.
Sepsis.
Yeah.
The,
Sepsis, I remember.
the last time on the Chronicles of Nidum is going to be real short.
Last time on the Chronicles of Nidum, we had an episode.
Yeah, last time on the Chronicles of Nidum, you guys did some stuff.
Last time on the Chronicles of Nidum, just go look it up.
Yeah.
The Chronicles of Nidum.
Shut up.
Before we go any further, very quickly, a couple of words about our sponsors. Again, all of Dice of the Beholder D&D content is sponsored by the wonderful Loki Battlemats. They're award-winning UK-based TTRPG accessory creator. There are many books of battle mats, little, big, giant sizes, and their modular book sets are all full of amazing artwork that are an awesome backdrop to any tabletop game. If you are interested in finding out more, please check out Loki Battlemats, L-O-K-E Battlemats on Facebook, Twitter, or visit lokibattlemats.com or drivethroughrpg.com to view their amazing artwork and shop their physical and digital maps.
I don't have the links. I'll post them at the break. I'm halfway through doing something else. I'm sorry.
Fine. Our second sponsor, as always, is the awesome and amazing Blink Dog Dice. All one word. You can search for them everywhere that you normally would. They are a small dice maker based in Cardiff. You can see amazing examples of their dice work available on their Twitter, their Facebook, or just go straight to their Etsy store and get your card ready. Please go show them some love. Especially because they need to sell more and more of the specifically named for us Dice of the Beholder dice set, which I have my own copy of, and I'm very, very happy with.
Right.
Yes.
I've tried both of the places I would normally search for things, and they're not on Pornhub or OnlyFans. Where should I try searching for them?
I would have said Google, but...
Oh, right, Google? Yeah, that's fine.
Like, maybe Facebook, Twitter...
Orange YouTube is my homepage, so you always go there first.
But yes, and as always, our ambient sound, once it kicks in, because I completely forgot to put it on before I went live, is provided by the awesome team over at Sirenscape.com. That's SYRIN. Please go check them out, because even a free account with them gives you access to some fantastic soundscapes, because epic games need epic sounds. So go check them out and show them some love as well. But without further ado, here's everybody. I remembered how to do it. I remembered how to click a button and show everyone and people. Yes, this is everybody you've been missing because we've been away for reasons.
So many reasons.
It's very
one of
hard
those reasons
to
is
play.
named Roy.
Yeah.
Yes, there's Roy. Roy was a reason.
Yeah.
I'm growing a different kind of tumour.
Yeah.
Charlie's got parasites.
Charlie's got parasites. So
Don't worry, everyone. We're getting a.
I'm late. That we haven't played for a while. Look at that foot. This is a foot, by the way. I've sold it online a couple of times, but that is. They were just their foot up in the air.
We're gonna get that ivermectin to get rid of the parasite, and it's all gonna be.
No, it's alright. The parasite will leave me in March.
Yes.
I have foreseen it.
It's
a baby.
It's a baby.
Baby.
Yeah. So yeah, that's happening. That's why we haven't been around for so long.
It's all Charlie's fault, basically.
Yeah, it's mostly my fault.
I'm pretty sure Greg was
I'm normally in bed by now.
She let some of my stuff expire in her, and it's all gone terribly wrong.
There's been a cross between. I am very tired, so I'm as a warning, I might not be here for the second half because I am normally in bed by now.
Yeah. So.
Greg decided, in solidarity with my pregnancy, to develop kidney stones.
Yeah,
and decided
Charlie
to go
was getting all the attention.
I mean, I think Roy's been around for like 10 years. I just didn't know until
Roy just decided to make himself known now.
Charlie was getting all the attention, and I didn't like it.
Me and Bri are fine.
Yeah, you two.
Yeah, stay that way.
Perfectly fine.
We're addicted to Escape from Tarkov,
Finessing?
which basically means we're gluttons for punishment. But we're fine.
Yeah.
We knew that.
I have been so unwell that there was about a 4-week period where I couldn't sit at my desk. Like my PC just sat idle for ages. I switched it back on for the first time and it was like, oh, you're back.
Oh, you still love me.
Who the fuck are you?
Maybe conceived in a thunderstorm. You may have the Antichrist, but it could be worse.
It's much worse than the Antichrist. It's my child.
Oh, God.
Presumably. Well, I mean, that has yet to be seen.
It's definitely yours, baby.
Well, yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you?
We were sat waiting to go into the scan, and they give you this massive book of all the different things you can get tested for. Hey, Simonscape kicked him.
Hey.
And it came to the HIV page, and Greg was like, I really hope you haven't got like HIV or syphilis or something. I was like, yeah, me too, because I'd have got it from you.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you get a positive HIV test, then I'm pretty much fucked.
Yeah. If I have any STD, it's your fault.
Wow. That's a big burden to put on someone. We can play the game now if you like.
Let's go for some D&D.
What game are we going to play? Are we playing some Tarkov?
No, it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
So turn Tarkov off.
Dungeons and Dragons.
If you're going to play Tarkov, I'm going to load up Dragon Age again.
Close the launcher.
You don't know that I've got Tarkov open.
I mean, we can see it, but
You can see it in Discord.
Yeah.
Right.
Knocking on you.
In that case, I guess you do know that I've got Tarkov open.
Yeah.
I don't know what you expect you can do about it.
Last time on the Chronicles of Nidum, having finally worked out some of the details of the plan the Inquisition had dragged your cousin into to make a soul or energy stealing train that could traverse the globe.
Yeah.
You arranged for him to go back to his house as a figurehead and carry on as if everything was normal, and arranged to get your other cousin sent off to the safety of New Nidum that you did not know the location of.
Nidum.
You then went to visit Oriana's brother, all finally meeting him, and after that strange meeting, the party split. Two of you deciding that you wanted to go and find out more about the Gnome factory, using Scout as your guide. The other two, having learned that the Inquisitor was returning to the city now, decided to go and scope out the Inquisitor's residence to find out what you could. Dice, Ace, you made your way with Scout's guidance to the base of a cooled, what once was molten tower of metal, and Dice, making your way up there on your own, found a trap-filled factory that you quite quickly, in fact, made your way through, circumventing most of the traps you encountered along the way. You found what you have seen in books as possibly a depiction of gnome hell. Elementals being trapped with strange magic, a possible war fleet of airships being created with gnome slave labor. And thinking it was probably too much to take on your own at the time, you decided to leave it at that and made your way back down to rejoin Ace so you could return to the village in Paras below. Meanwhile, Quill and Oriana, during this journey, you have made your way back up from Paras below into the city proper. It is dark, it being evening time now, but you pretty much know where you're going, having checked maps and knowing where the more affluent members of society live. Making your way quite quickly then through the busy, or even busier streets now of Paras, as more and more people every day flood into the city in preparation for the celebrations start in a week or so. You eventually get to what is colloquially termed the Palace district. There are many more guards and many more walls than you have seen in Paras proper. Each concentric ring seems to head further and further in until finally centering on the huge green crystal palace that you've seen from afar up until now. Both of you roll me an investigation check.
How do you do that?
I just click on the 4 on my screen. 9.
Okay.
I will tell you when I have my character sheet open. Investigation, that is a 21.
Thank God.
Okay.
No, you can thank me.
You are a god. To me.
Instead of
Creative
spending
life.
any coin, as Oriana would have suggested to do quickly then, with that kind of investigation roll, to pay for the information, Quill picks up very easily on different information, little conversations ongoing, as you make your way through the guarded gates further and further into the Palace District. And you put together an idea in your mind of exactly where the Inquisitor's residence can be found. You make your way closer to it, and when you are about 2 streets away, the crowd begins to disperse. It is much more orderly and quieter. There are a few couples, and you can see guards walking their long, slow patrols up and down the street, up and down the pavements on both sides of the road. How would you like to approach?
Trying to blend in as much as possible. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I said last time that Oriana's turned into Sylvia.
Yes, yeah, you are Sylvia.
Yeah. Just trying to sort of blend in and walk with like how other people are.
Mm-hmm. The same kind of dress you had on for the night outside the Opera House?
Yeah, I blend in, yeah.
Okay, cool. And Quill?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to be...
I've got my arm
Quill
linked with Quill.
Quill doesn't really lend himself to it being inconspicuous, but he'll try and be as, casual, I guess, in terms of body language.
You are, however, because of the way you were raised and the way your family presents itself, you are, however, more properly dressed for this part of the city than...
I'm good at looking like I'm where I'm supposed to be, more so than I'm good at looking like I blend into a crowd. I mean, I am, at the end of the day, a 6'4" ginger cat.
Yes.
But it's 6'6" in the heeled boots I'm wearing.
You're actually taller than Oriana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we were a very short party before, weren't we, on average?
Yeah, weirdly.
Yeah.
But yes, as you then make your way closer and closer to the house, both of you roll me a perception check, please.
I love to perceive.
That's better. 15?
Yeah, 14.
Okay. As you turn a corner then, the road itself opens out. Almost as if you've come to a junction, like a crossroads. However, there do not appear to be any other roads leading off this one. It is a large, open, almost a cul-de-sac, but there is only one structure at the end of it, ringed by huge, tall, strange-looking trees. The structure itself is much more opulent than even your aunt's mansion. And in the middle of the cul-de-sac, in the middle of the big ring road you now see in front of you, there is a fountain. The fountain, while it does spew water into the night, that looks like it still sparkles as if in daytime. The water itself looks grubby, dirty, wrong. And as you look up at the house also looks tarnished somewhat. The marble has not been cleaned well, or if it has, the grime that clings to it, as if the pollution of the city that you've seen around you almost finds its way here. There is currently no one outside, apart from 2 guards, just standing to opposite sides of the door, maybe 100, 120 feet away from you. But Quill, as you look up, you do notice that, unlike many other houses in this area, this one has an almost gothic look to it, as you notice that there are incredibly detailed but numerous huge stone gargoyles ringing the roof. These gargoyles, though, are not as ugly or as muscular or malformed as gargoyles you have heard of or read about in your books. These, as you look at your friend, linked arm in arm, not quite looking like herself at the moment, and look back at them, at least 2 of them remind you exactly of Oriana when in her true form, wings splayed, curved horns.
One of them looks at me and says, "My kind have no names, but you humans call me Goliath."
Something else you notice with your perception roll. These gargoyles, as they stand there, all staring out away from the house, for some reason, these statues have chains linking their ankles and their hands, finally trailing off, and you can't see from this angle, but you can be pretty certain that the chains are fixed to the roof of the building.
Do I notice this as well?
No.
But I rolled higher than Greg.
I thought Greg rolled the higher one.
No.
Greg
Charlie
rolled
rolled
14, I rolled 15.
Okay, Oriana, you notice all of that. Quill does not.
I forget
It's alright,
it.
it's been a while.
Quill noticed but forgot immediately.
Yes.
I pointed out to you, it's okay.
You notice all of that and feel it strange that at least 2 of them look like they've been modelled after you in your natural form.
Quill saw it, but it's the same as sometimes when you check your watch and immediately forget what the time was.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, I pointed out to you.
Nice.
Right, that's weird.
Creepy.
Oriana,
I was obsessed. Mm-hmm.
roll me a Arcana check with advantage.
$23.
23.
23, yeah. 2-3. You shut that door and he immediately shoved his nose into it to open it.
As you take in the house and its surroundings, the people in the street around you, noticing that none approach any closer than the corner you are both now standing at, you begin to feel it's a strange sensation. It is altogether familiar and abhorrent to you. There is something about this place that calls to you. Something that is related to you. Something that feels like home, but there is also something about this place that warns you, that repels you. It is not a physical barrier. You know in your heart that you could if you wanted to step closer. There's nothing stopping you. But there is a tickle at the back of your neck that implores you not to.
That's interesting.
As you stand there, wondering what significance this feeling could have, there is a ruckus behind you. And almost at the same moment as you turn to find out what is going on, the doors to the house themselves open. And which way do you want to look? Towards the house or behind you?
Can I glance behind me and then to the house?
As you glance behind you then, you see a incredibly ostentatious carriage break through the crowd trying to pass across the road. They stop and bow. Everyone in the street stops and bows fearfully as the
I
carriage
do the same
passes.
thing then. Just copy and mimic.
As it passes then, you do notice that there is an Inquisition symbol painted very artistically on the door of the jet black carriage. And as you glance back at the house, you notice 20 members of the Inquisition Guard walk out and line themselves down on both sides of the large staircase leading up to the front doors, right to the street. The carriage itself then swings around the fountain, pulls up, and you can hear doors opening, but from this angle cannot quite see who's stepping out of the other side. But you do see a couple of guards then rush forward as if to take luggage. But then a couple more guards rush forward, out of sight, until finally the carriage moves. And you see 4 guards, between them, well, each of them being on one corner of what appears to be a black sack. You can't really tell what kind of cloth it's made from this distance, but then quietly giving them orders, you see the Inquisitor. His hair shining in the moonlight. Oriana. Again, roll me a Arcana check.
8.
8. Okay. The feeling of revulsion, of hatred for this person wells up in you. And an uncontrollable energy seems to push out of you. Your eyes glow slightly in the night air, and in front of you, you can no longer just see the Inquisitors, the High Inquisitor, and the Black Sack. You can also see a pale apparition, very, very similar to the ones you saw in the cemetery, in the mausoleums in Paras below, wandering as if they had no purpose. This one, however, stands with a hand gently pressed to the top of the packet, top of the sack that is being carried between the Inquisitor guards. It is...
I know who it is.
It is your friend from the train.
Have you forgotten her name, Bray?
I
Totally forgotten her name.
It's Rosette.
Rosette.
It's Rosette.
Really takes the emotional weight out of this this moment.
It is Rosette.
Is there a way I can, like, call to her spirit to come over to me?
She is just standing there looking about.
Because she'd recognise Sylvia if she saw her. Yeah, I'm going to try and do something to grab her attention.
Okay. Well, as your eyes flash then, she does seem to look in your direction. And from this distance, even though her features are blurry, there is a sadness to her. But as the guards begin to move towards the house with the bundle between them, she seems to almost be pulled, as if her connection, her hand, cannot leave her body. It is at that moment, though, as she tries to resist, as if she wants to come closer to you, that the Inquisitor turns. This, Oriana, may be the first time you've ever truly seen him. As he turns to you, the beautiful, ageless elven features are gone. His eyes are sunken. Dark pits, small black beads staring out from the middle of them. His cheeks are gaunt, his skin is grey, his hair is wet and lank, sticking to his body and his neck. His body is no longer tall and powerful and muscular. It is skinny, frail. And as your eyes see him, you also notice the same, if they are not affected as much, all of the Inquisitorial Guard suddenly seem to look sick, close to death. And then the Inquisitor looks away. You blink, and all at once, all of their features are once again normal. And Sylvie's spirit has disappeared.
So am I seeing them, or seeing him from, like, through an illusion, or am I seeing, like, what his soul looks like?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Because that's gone well for me. Oh, nat 20, 24.
Pretty good.
Can you see my rolls?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So, knowing about the gift that Hades has given you, or as much as you know about the gift that Hades has given you, your own natural talents, your research of the dead and death, the Hades realm, you're not seeing their souls. Their physical shell would still be hiding that from you. However, you do believe you may be seeing them for what they truly are. The outward appearance of elves, and as you look around, you see a lot of elves walking around the street now, looking happy, normal, and your eyes suddenly flash. And to a varying degree, almost every single one of them suddenly, in a blink, looks haggard and ill, tired. And you blink again, and once more, they are happy, healthy, flush with life. You have an inkling as well that if, for example, Benkin was there, or if Nathasha showed her face at that moment, and you looked at them with the same eyes, you would perhaps see them unchanged. This may be what they truly look like under the illusion that the ritual they go through in their teenage years, that power has done to them.
I wonder if they know that's what they really look like.
You also believe quite strongly, as you know he didn't go through the ritual, the prince probably looks exactly the same as he does right now.
Do I know what's causing me to see their true selves?
See the true colors.
It's Quill singing that next to me, that's what's done.
With the nat 20, the power they are linked to is probably a much darker one than they publicize. It, considering their longevity, even though they are no longer connected to the Feywild, and the fact that a lot of them appear to be warlocks of some description, the kind of powers as well you've seen Ankane exhibit, the abilities he has to take souls. They're the patron of the elves, currently, is probably heavily linked to undeath.
Sorry. So their patron is some sort of patron of death.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what he's barking at.
Well, what on earth are you looking at?
Right.
He's very excited because he's got fans now who can look at him.
Yes. He started getting very alarmed by noises outside. But that's the most he ever barks. That's the most I've ever heard him bark. Right. Okay.
Just before the Inquisitor makes his way inside, you hear the clatter of hooves on the road behind you. And one horse bearing a lone rider rushes up to the foot of the stairs. He disembarks very quickly. You see on him a lower rank inquisitorial outfit, uniform, and he bows before rushing up the stairs and handing a roll of papers to the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor stares at them momentarily. You see too far away, entirely too far away for you to overhear, but you do see some words pass between them. And he waves his hand in the air. And as if by magic, which it probably was, the carriage that you've just seen leave does, a few moments later, pull out of the garden to the right of the house and make its way back around the ring road to the front. The Inquisitor makes his way back down the stairs, selects 10 guards to go with him, 4 of which step into the carriage with him, the rest running off into the night, into the city as the carriage passes by you very quickly. The rest of the guards file back into the house, leaving 2 outside, and the lone rider catches his breath for a moment while brushing his horns.
Do I recognize him?
The lone rider is an elf
Anybody,
of some description.
And they've taken Rosette's body inside.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go in that house yet. God damn it.
Probably not without everyone.
Uh-huh. Okay, I guess we're heading back to the hotel.
Ariana, are you okay?
No,
What's the matter?
there's a lot to unpack. Yeah.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh, you're so funny.
I don't know. I wasn't intending to be.
Oh, you don't know. I literally see ghosts.
Oh,
They're sort of
has this always happened to you?
It's a recent development.
Sounds very disturbing.
It's actually oddly comforting.
Okay.
But
And did you just see one?
yes, Rosette from the train is dead.
Ariana, I'm so sorry.
It's, it is what it is. Oh, actually, everything else should probably be discussed with when we're back with everyone. But there is some dark shit going on here. Also, I think that house might be mine.
Yours?
Or linked to me in some way. It's almost as if there's an omen on it.
I see. Well, this has been an interesting fact-finding mission. Are we?
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to get out of here.
Then let's do.
Let's go back to the hotel.
Okay.
Agreed.
As soon as we're out of the palace district, I swap back into Oriana.
Okay. Just before you leave sight of the house, then, everyone roll me a perception check, or both of you, sorry. Roll me a perception check.
Perception. Nope. 11.
Yeah, also 11.
Okay. Nothing seems amiss then, and as the lone rider gets on his horse and starts to make his way, slower this time, back through the streets of Paras. You wait a moment and make your way back into the crowd to lose yourselves.
In the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go.
Do we know where Dice went? No? Okay.
She lives in your house, man. If you don't know,
Noise cancelling headphones.
I think one of the kids came downstairs.
Yeah. But yes, after maybe half an hour then of slow, inconspicuous travel back through the streets of Paras, you all meet up. Effectively approaching the hotel. The four of you together again. And make your way inside. As you do enter the foyer of the hotel, it is a lot busier than you have seen it. There appear, as you look around the crowd in front of you, of people queuing up to inquire after rooms, much more affluently dressed individuals than most of the taverns you've stayed in along the way. The reception itself, everyone looks quite harried, but still smiling, still happy to help. The concierge does, however, notice you as you walk into the foyer and, taking leave of the customer he's currently dealing with, steps out from behind the foyer, steps out from behind the desk and approaches your party. Bonjour, good evening. I have a message for the Lady Oriana.
Hello. Yeah.
It is here. I've obviously not opened it.
No, thank you.
It would be incredibly rude. The message was obviously private, and if that seal is anything to go by, it is very important. But please, if you...
I hand him a gold. Like, thank you. I appreciate it.
No, please. I have received word that all of your bills and anything you could possibly wish are covered. So the staff and I put our heads together and decided that you... And he kind of leans in a like conspiratorial kind of whisper. We have all decided that you have confirmed that we should all be tipped at least 1 gold a day that you are staying here.
I wouldn't want the name of the Fragrant Peaks clan to be tarnished by such lack of generosity.
Seems only fair.
I think it should be at least 3.
Oh, you think we should have asked for more? I will.
I would adjust. I would adjust in your accounting. Yes.
I will amend your bill. Merci, monsieur. Anything you could ask for, please. We are only here to serve.
Well, my family have a reputation to uphold here in Paras, and I'm sure that it isn't the reputation of a miserly family or an ungenerous one.
I've always enjoyed working here, and we have sung the praises of the family from the Fragrant Peaks ever since our employ started. However, now that you have graced us with your presence, sir, we will endeavor to sing far and wide about how wonderful at least some of the Fragrant Peaks clan are.
I don't require such. I only want to ensure that everyone who has any dealings with my family is left happy and keen to work with us again.
Of course.
But I don't think that we should require praise for this.
Of course. But please, I do not want to keep you. There are many more people to be turned away because they refuse to have anything other than the penthouse, and obviously we are never kicking you out of there, sir. So
Thank you so much. I take the message and I just head straight over to the lift.
okay. As you all step into the circle then and begin to float up, there is a slightly worrying moment as you look up above you and see a party of 2 begin to descend without awaiting your passage. And it would appear that the magic has taken this into account, and you are shunted gently to the side as you pass each other. And the elves that you pass give Quill a nod and then carry on silently down to the floor. But you eventually step off at your penthouse balcony. You can see out of the corner of your eye some of the people down below shooting you very jealous, angry glances as they've seen where you've disembarked. But you make your way into the suite. There are drinks prepared as if moments ago, already awaiting you. And the suite is quiet. No strange intruders this evening.
Sweet. I sit down and start reading the message.
The seal pressed into the wax on the letter is one that is
It's
familiar
like a
to
kiss
you.
from a rose.
It is
Hey,
one-
that got him.
You were on form tonight, babe.
I thought the gargoyles reference would get him, but that one worked apparently.
Yeah, the gargoyle. Yeah. References only work if they're not guessing what's actually happening before I describe it. But yes. It doesn't work as well if you mute yourself and then laugh, and I can still hear you chuckling through Charlie's microphone.
I didn't mute myself.
Oh,
I don't know why you didn't hear me laughing through my own mic. Maybe it was so loud that it protected you.
Maybe, yeah.
But yes, the seal is familiar to you. The last time you saw it, it was on the side of the prince's carriage. And as you snap the red wax open and open the letter itself, there is a very graceful, some very graceful handwriting inside. And my dear Sylvie, I write to you as you have confirmed, in hopes that you told me the correct hotel and you were not trying
This is
to...
from the prince.
Yes.
Then he knows I'm Oriana.
Mm-hmm. He does.
He's never met Sylvia.
No.
I'm sure you were Sylvia in the pub at one point. Alright,
No.
Oriana then. My dearest Oriana, this is...
He started this letter over again several
Yeah,
times. He
he's
got his
scratched
name
it
wrong.
What was her name again?
Piss. Right. I would, if you would like to, I'd like to invite you to dinner one evening, perhaps at a venue of your choice, at your hotel, at a local restaurant, or perhaps, as you are aware of my inclination, somewhere a bit more rough and ready. As I know you have certain abilities. I may be wrong, but just from our very few meetings, I would expect that you can find a way to respond to this message. I await eagerly your response.
Okay. My life has taken a turn.
Yeah, you've got a hard choice to make between dating the Inquisitor and becoming his creepy sex slave, and dating the prince of the entire empire, who actually seems to be a decent guy.
Ace and Dice are here now as well, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So,
Oh, hi.
You definitely seem keen.
Yeah, well, now I'm getting letters from princes asking to meet up.
I'm sorry I had to dip away for a second. I was dealing with the kids.
Right.
What happened with the Inquisitor? Very, very quickly, just fill me in. Sorry, audience.
I'll go through it now because Oriana's got to explain what happened.
Just tell her.
Dice doesn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Try fix your camera, for heaven's sake. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you are a blur.
We gotta
I'll
film
pull
any
the
in
picture
electric.
camera. So yeah, we went to the Inquisitor's house. Weird house. Gave off
A lot of gargoyles.
Bless you.
gave off a oh shit.
You summoned him.
To the rescue.
It gave off a
A
an
vibe.
omen vibe.
Okay.
Inquisitor turned up. Rosette's dead. Got to see the body bag and his spirit. That's great. Also got to see elves for what they actually are.
What actually are they, apart from elves?
Gross. They look undead.
All of them, or just the Inquisitor?
It seems to be anyone who's gone through the ritual.
How do they hide it? Did you speak to him?
God, no. My guess, from what I think I can work out, is... Have you noticed how most of them are warlocks? Or have that warlock vibe? And do you know how warlocks have a patron?
Yeah, they make a deal, right?
Yeah, whatever they've made a deal with in this thing they go through is some patron of the dead.
Okay.
And that's where they're getting all of this, but they're abominations, quite frankly.
The prince, he said he did not go through the ritual.
No, I think he'll be okay. I get the feeling it's only people who have gone through, or only elves that have gone through the ritual. So instead of having their usual connection with the Fae, they've replaced it with a deal with a patron.
I wonder why the prince did not do the ritual.
Everything's been so messed up.
I mean, if he was never going to be king, what's the point?
I suppose we have a way to find out some answers to questions about the prince.
I could ask him.
Are you going to go, alright?
Yeah, I guess I should, right?
He seems interested in you.
He did previously give you at least some inclinations to why he didn't go through the ritual.
Did he?
Yeah.
Help me out here.
In a previous conversation you had with him, the one you found out that he hadn't been through the same ritual as everyone else. The reason that he didn't go through is he was born without any kind of magical ability. As most elves were born with at least some connection. Even though they were connected to the Feywild, there was some remnant of that magic left in their blood. He was born with nothing. So then maybe he couldn't go through the ritual.
Also, the really creepy house has two tieflings, like as gargoyles, chained to the house on it.
Alive?
Oh no, that was just the two that looked like you. There were about 15.
Yeah, there's two that look like me, like creepy like me, and just a bunch of other tieflings. The man's obsessed with tieflings.
I don't think you look creepy at all.
Yeah, you don't look creepy.
No, I don't look like creepy, but when somebody goes and has two stone statues of you made to guard their house, and then puts chains on them...
Alright, did those statues look very new, or like new compared to the other gargoyles? Or did they look older?
They all looked perfect, as if they had literally been carved and put in place that day.
Right.
The age and the wear of the stone, from the distance you were, you can't really tell.
Did the house look the same? Like, did the house also look perfect as if it had been built today?
No, the house looked
grotty.
A lot older.
The gargoyles did look newer than the house.
Oh, and Rosette's spirit is still tied to her body, and probably will be until it's laid to rest, probably, which is probably not going to happen.
Rosette is dead?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ariana.
Yeah. It's just another thing on the list.
I would really like to kill this guy.
If we can get near enough.
He has quite a lot of guards in that house.
Oh, yeah, there's guards all over the place.
Although Ariana does kill Inquisitors pretty much for fun, so I suppose not really that big of a problem.
Oh, wait, no, that was a knight. Yeah, no, Inquisitors.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
On a more cheerful note, Princess Oriana does have a pleasant sound to it, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, except it implies me getting married.
To a prince
And
who's very clearly flirting with you.
good for him.
Ari doesn't want to get married, I don't think.
Prince is kind of a hottie.
Yeah, yes.
Eh,
Doesn't mean that she can't have her usual fun with him.
I mean, that's...
You don't get a royal title for that, it's the thing.
Hey, Oriana is already royalty. We have
Anyway,
established-
am I contacting this prince to meet up with him?
You would.
Would you like to? You don't have to.
If you're not going to, can you give him my number, so to speak?
What number are you, Quill?
4, I suppose, in this group.
So, the letter, it says that I would know a way to contact him, which I do. I've completely forgot what the letter said. Does he have a place in mind for us to meet up?
The choice is up to you.
The choice is up to me.
Either in
Ooh,
the
that's
hotel,
very expensive, but then you'll pay.
an upmarket restaurant, or somewhere a bit more rough and ready. It's your choice.
I could invite him here.
I mean,
We can make ourselves scarce.
Yeah, just put a sock on the door if you're gonna.
Guys, I'm not going to sleep with a.
I never
Why?
suggested that you were
No, I just said that if you wanted privacy.
a private
What
conversation.
privacy? I can go into one of the other rooms.
Yeah, but you know, in case there's going to be a lot of
Sweet.
noise. Or
Well, I throw. What do I have to hand?
A pillow.
I throw a bagel at him.
I don't know what the problem is. Have you seen the prince?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hot. But that doesn't mean automatically that Oriana has to sleep with him.
Do you know what? I think I'll meet him downstairs in the hotel restaurant.
Very lost in translation. I like it.
If you'd like to discuss things on a more private basis, here would probably be better, but we can.
Well, I can always invite him up to my hotel room and cause a scandal, can't I?
I don't think that he really cares about scandals. That's the impression I
it
get.
would just be funny.
He doesn't give a flying fuck, actually. I don't even have my character sheet.
We're a mess. I'll cast sending and send him a message.
Ooh. The personal touch.
Okay.
Easiest way to contact him straight away.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to say?
If I could fucking find sending, I'd tell you. Thank you for your letter. Meet me at... What's the name of the hotel?
Le Horizon.
The Horizon. In the restaurant.
When?
What time is it now? Like, is it too late now?
It's like early evening. It's like maybe 7 o'clock.
Say 8 o'clock.
Okay.
8 o'clock. O'clock?
1 o'clock is one word.
O'clock.
Sounds
you
like
can
it should be
reply to this message.
It takes a moment, but after a few seconds, you do get. That would be lovely. I will endeavor to arrive promptly in an hour. You are a demanding woman, Oriana. You do not give a man much time.
25 words, Bri.
That wasn't more than 25 words. That was it. Time is the last word. But yes, you have an hour to get ready.
Sweet. I'm going for a bath.
I'm floored by this information. What a shock.
I should really buy some outfits for here instead of using disguise self all the time to just change my outfit.
We could go shopping
It is
at some
free.
point.
It is
Yeah,
completely
free.
free.
But it
No,
would only
that's
take
nice.
someone to dispel magic and...
You'd be naked. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be naked.
No,
I'd be in...
Lingerie.
I'd be near naked.
You'd be exceptionally scantily clad. But we could go shopping. I would enjoy that at some point.
It would be nice.
If you are
We've
going...
got the gold for it.
if you are going to be occupied this evening, I might go out for a short time, but I will leave you to your meal, unless you think you're going to need me.
I don't think I'll need you if you want to head out.
It would be very weird to have me stand over your dinner like this.
How did your adventure go?
Oh! Yeah, right. The factory. Okay, so it's hell. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, cool.
I climbed up. I climbed up some lava, basically, like melty rock. No. I climbed up it.
Sorry, Quill, Avalon Planet. How did you climb lava, please?
Was it lava rock?
I can't remember. How did I climb it?
It was cold. It had
Yeah,
cooled.
it was lava rock.
Yeah.
I hear when lava cools, they call that stone.
Yes, but clearly at some point, shut up. I went up, so I disabled the trap then. There was a trigger trap. Luckily, little Scout, he had warned us that there could be traps in the pipes. But I went in and I found it's huge. It's absolutely insanely huge. There are lots of gnomes, and they're trapping elementals to work the airships. They trapped, was it fire elemental, Bri?
The one you saw was a fire elemental.
What are they called? You gave me the name last time and said I'd have known it.
Ifrit?
Fire elemental Myrmidon.
Yeah, they trapped a Myrmidon, a fire elemental, to power the airship, and the gnomes all look really sad, and I hate it. But there's lots of guards, and I don't really know how we're going to get in, or get them out, or anything, really.
How are they trapping elementals?
Right? You're going to have to help me out here. It's been weeks. Like, I could have done this 3 weeks ago, but...
From what you could see at the time, and what you remember, it was a huge ball, like a green crystal ball, almost completely hollowed out, but maybe the same size as a small coach or carriage. And they seemed to be charged with arcane energy, and once the elemental was inside, the ball sealed itself up, and that was it. They were inside the ball.
There you go. I have described it to you. Ta-da.
So they're trapping elementals now. Great.
Well, I think that's how they've always powered the airships, but...
Probably.
The Myrmidon did not look happy. I think if we could free the elementals, we could definitely cause some chaos on the elves, but I'd like to get the gnomes out first.
Right, yeah.
And see if it's even feasible. I'm going to have to go back in, but I'm not doing that tonight, don't worry. I'm going to speak to the tattoo lady. I'm not going back in there on my own.
I was going to say, please don't go there tonight.
No, I'm super not going to do that.
As in, we need to go into the Inquisitor's house, but I'm not doing that alone.
Mm-mm.
What are our next steps?
Tattoos, if you like.
Yeah, come with. Next steps. Well, we've got things to do for Nick. We've got gnomes to free. We've got Inquisitors to attempt to murder, or something. Yeah. Princes to woo, and a list of other things that I wrote down, but again, have lost.
Why is it princes to woo? I'm just...
Oh, for
Princess
goodness
to
Dice,
join.
you're being so... I don't understand why you're making this so so lascivious.
I'm just going to walk off and get in the bath.
I
Really got a wee.
Okay.
go.
Also, once again, if you're not going to woo him, could you please find out if he likes gingers and also cats?
I mean, technically, to woo is not necessarily romantic. It's just seeking favor, support, or the custom of attempting to woo the prince to our side. I didn't mean romantically. Oriana!
She's in the
fuck
bath.
it.
It's too
I
late.
don't think she
There's no
cares
talking to
either.
her when she's in the bath.
But I didn't mean romantically. Not everything is about
I
romance. You can woo him romantically, although he hasn't really shown a great deal of interest in the same sex. He's mostly shown interest in Oriana.
Well, I mean, I haven't tried to woo him yet.
It's true. Maybe you should send him a letter. Hi, I'm Ori's friend, the ginger cat. You may not have paid much attention to me before, but do you fancy some food?
Listen, Ori's not interested, but if you fancy a consolation prize...
Aww, will you want a consolation prize? Don't be so hard on yourself.
You're a catch all your own.
Any person would be lucky to have you, including the prince.
Thank you, guys. You always know what to say to make me feel better.
I felt like that was sarcasm on some level. I'm making tea.
No, that's just how my player sounds.
Ah, that is true. I'm going to put the kettle on.
Okay.
I think I was gonna just do some reading. I don't have any exciting evening plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, do you want to come talk to the tattoo
Company,
lady?
Nope.
All right.
Tattoos not particularly interesting to a person entirely covered in fur.
You can still get the magical properties tattoo, though.
Yeah, but I can also just wear like ensorcelled gear that has the same effect, but also looks pretty, as opposed to getting. And do you know how ridiculous it looks if you have to shave a part of me to tattoo it, and when the hair is growing back, and it never grows back the same. It won't lie. No, I just don't want to. I'm just not interested. Thank you.
You could get the insides of your ears tattooed. That could look cool. Couple of piercings, a tattoo, real rebellious, and would fit your image.
That skin's so sensitive. Really, that sounds like it would sting so badly. Guys, I just don't feel like tattoos are in my future.
I have a question about your ears, actually.
Do
If you
ask.
touch them, do they flick like your standard house cat, for example? If you poke them, do they go poop?
That's extraordinarily racist.
I don't know. I've never touched a cat.
But also yes.
I can't believe you would ask me this question. This is highly offensive to me, and to all tabaxi. In fact, it's I never. You know, when I would have thought that as a human constantly abused and harassed by society, that you'd be more sensitive to
I
those of
touch
us
his
who
ears.
they flick.
I just touch one ear and it goes boop, boop.
They flick and I go. Yeah!
Okay, thanks, Quill. I'm gonna go now. Here, have a cup of tea, and I give Quill a cup.
I hiss.
I go, don't make me start petting you. You won't thank me for it.
It's been a while since anyone's petted me.
Aww. I turned twice and go, we need to find Quill a partner. They're in need of
I
petting.
think Will would enjoy a prince.
Quill would enjoy the prince.
As a
Definitely.
princess, I'm really not too picky. So
Almost say pricky then.
prickly.
So you want a prince or a princess, but, nothing of lower status?
I got a sort of duke, earl, around in that sort of. I don't know, what do they have around here? Viscounts? It's all fine.
I think I saw a Marquis recently.
Yeah. Is that for the wedding location? Nice Marquis in a field, or?
I mean, you could do. You can have a wedding wherever you like. Your family has a lot of money. You have to find someone to marry first, though. It's weird otherwise. I mean, I did hear about a person once who married a tree, but...
That's mostly been handled by my mother for my siblings.
They were a druid and it made sense.
I think she'd lost interest in it by the time it got down to the last few of us.
Would you have wanted an arranged marriage?
She made some cursory attempts, but I don't think her heart was in it.
Who did she introduce you to? Were they nice people?
Well, there was a very lovely lady who she was into playing card games, canasta, bridge, and she was into sort of knitting and embroidery and the other sort of feminine crafts until the arthritis set in. She was 400 years old.
I got
So
where you were going with this.
that was a little off-putting to me.
100 is quite old for the Tabaxi, isn't it? Or
She was not actually, in fact.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, there were several, but it was. It did. I didn't get the impression that she was really trying. When I didn't show a lot of interest in them, She didn't press the matter, and yeah, it just didn't feel like she was really making the effort, you know.
You sure you'd come with us? We could get a drink on the way back and actually relax for an evening. If Ori's dating and dinner.
I was going to.
And by dating, I don't mean the sexual kind. I just mean you have a date. I'm yelling it through the bathroom door.
Dates can be platonic.
It's only platonic, totally platonic, totally. No, I haven't done any reading for quite a while now. I
You know,
it's a quiet night in.
super hard to find a date if you don't go out.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm coming.
Then, Ori, we're going to get me or speak to the tattoo lady and go for some drinks. Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Have fun. Be
I
safe.
love you.
Use
Send us a
protection.
message. Send us a message if the prince kills you.
Alright.
Why would he do? No,
Let him
Quill.
know. Let him know what a sparkling personality I have and what a good conversationalist I am. My many fine features.
I will wingman you so hard.
Thanks, love you.
Love you, Ori.
Love you. Go away.
Enjoy your bath. Okay, I really am going, and I want to look for two things in the town. But do you want me to tell you after the break or no? You got like 10 minutes.
Decide. Let me know. We'll decide how long it takes for you to find it. What are you looking for?
Okay, I want to go to the tattooist and make an appointment for the next day so that I can pay her the money to get a magic tattoo, but I need to change what resistance I'm getting.
Okay.
Because it was fire and now my armor does that.
Okay.
So it'd be really stupid. I know it was necrotic actually, so it doesn't matter. And I would like to go and buy Ori a really pretty, beautiful, quite simple dress.
Okay.
Made of like silk and pretty fabric and with embroidery on it.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
She said she wanted clothes.
Yeah.
I want to make her be investigation. There we go. Oh, I have advantage on investigation. Why do I have advantage? I don't remember how to play my character. Okay, cool. Investigation.
You have advantage on investigation because of the book, and you have already been to the areas of the city that would help you find these places, so the book gives you advantage.
Oh, cool. In which case, 16.
16, okay. You can quite easily find, well, again, the tattoo shop and the kind of dressmaker that you want. So while you're all doing that, and Ori is bathing to get ready for her date,
Platonic.
her meal with a friend, we are going to take a quick break there, as that's a good end of scene, I reckon. But yeah, hi everybody, we're back. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks for listening to the message.
Great.
Thanks for being on our Discord, and thanks for sticking around. We missed you
Understanding.
guys. Yeah, thanks for understanding. There's not much to understand. Who'd be pissed off with us? Because that was the reason. What dick would you need to be? Because it's like, no,
Everyone
fuck you.
developed
We
foreign
wanted
bodies.
D&D.
Yeah, three people in the group developed foreign bodies.
But yes, we will return in about 15 minutes. Please don't go anywhere.
See you in
Catch
a
you in a
minute.
bit.
Bye.
Bye.
But you're lactose
Hello, we're back. Yes, welcome to part 2 of session 73 of the Chronicles of Nidum, streamed by us at Dice of the Beholder through the ever-accommodating heavyweight RPG. Thank you,
Did
Greg.
you notice that
No,
you
you
did
said
that
it
as
right
well?
the first
That you did
time.
that earlier. You said
Did
that
I?
at the beginning. Yeah, you said
Yeah.
heavyweight PG at the beginning.
No, I didn't notice. I said at the beginning, heavyweight RPG. Sorry, AD. It's
I've
Greg's
completely
fault.
infested your brain.
It's Greg's fault. Absolutely. You
Greg's
have.
infecting you.
Yes, we have, as we said at the beginning, or as Charlie said at the beginning, lost Charlie for the rest of the evening, but that was expected, so there's no problem. Hopefully in future sessions, as she gets more used to her new situation, she'll stick around for longer.
Makes it sound like she's got a new chair, not like she's growing a person.
Hey, Greg said that she had a parasite, so
It is a parasite.
I thought mine was a lot more diplomatic. And
It's using her blood and everything. How is that not a parasite?
there's
Absolutely, yes.
the similarities in the description of fetus and parasite are there's no differences. Like at all.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm very phobic of it.
Fetus,
I want
parasitic
to happen to
organism.
myself.
But yes, we're back. So, leaving Oriana then in the bath, getting ready for her friend date. You all make your way back out into the city. The streets busier, as I said, than any night you've been out in them before. As more and more people flood into Paras, you see more and more races becoming much more prevalent in certain areas. You see many more Dragonborn, some half-orcs. There is at least one deep gnome you see being carried around on the shoulders of an ogre who towers over the crowd and appears to be nothing more than the deep gnome's personal transport. But as you make your way through the crowds then to the more affluent areas, you know that the dress shop is closer than the tattoo parlor. What kind of dress are you looking for?
So something that could be sort of worn every day, but of sort of the finest fabrics, really beautifully made, all in sort of purple, different shades of purple, to look really, really pretty and complement Oriana's colouring.
Okay. You do eventually see through the glass front of one of the shops something akin to what you were looking for Oriana. And as you make your way in, the shop itself is full of huge bustles, large frilly petticoats, very slinky body-hugging dresses. There are just dresses everywhere as far as the eye can see. It seems almost impossible to pass between them, to move through the aisles. But as you eventually begin to see off in the distance, like a bush rustling worryingly in the forest, the dresses begin to move. And from maybe hip level, bursting out of the dresses with at least 3 measuring tapes kind of adorning them like scarves or necklaces, you see a young male halfling who just pops out, and he's got like kind of shoulder-length hair, but it's tied up with pins. You see like a small shears kind of holding some of his hair up in different ways. Covered in makeup, there's a bit of glitter dusting his cheeks, and all of his fingers have thimbles on them. Ah, bonjour, ça va?
Bonjour. Ça va bien, merci, à toi?
Oui, how can I help you?
So, I'm looking for a dress for a friend.
Oui.
I am looking for something elegant and beautiful, but that could be worn most days, but for finer things.
Hmm.
You know?
Hmm.
Perhaps out to dinner, but also perhaps for a trip to town or a trip, to see someone, visiting a house, perhaps, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
And I would like it in purple, but different shades of purple, if you can. So, very beautiful. Perhaps with some embroidery, if you have something along those lines. For my mistress.
And her measurements?
I can draw her and tell you how tall she is. Can you extrapolate from that? I want it to be a surprise.
Oh, yes, of course. A gift for your mistress.
Yes.
I can probably do something for you. Come.
Okay. I've never bought a dress before. Okay. I'm better with armor than I am clothes.
He makes his way back through a bunch of the dresses to the back of the shop.
Dice is looking more and more scared and traumatized as this is going on.
Okay.
Ace is just following and like giggling to themselves.
How you get back to like a kind of drawing board and a desk. There are a few kind of mannequins around with half-finished dresses and corsetry. Come, sit. How good an artist are you?
Adequate. I will give it a go.
Please. And gestures to you and waves his hand, and the seat kind of rises up maybe 2 feet so you can sit more comfortably at it.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to draw Oriana.
Okay.
I hope.
Roll me a... What tools do you have proficiency in?
So I should have artist tools. Hang on.
Do you?
Yeah. So we discussed it previously. We've got calligrapher's supplies, cartographer's tools, forgery kit, smith's tools, thieves' tools, tinker's tools, and vehicles. But I've drawn sort of maps. My eye for proportion is fairly good, so I'm hoping I can translate it into drawing a figure.
Basically drawing a schematic of her.
Yeah, I'm drawing a schematic of Oriana. That's my aim.
Okay.
Not a drawing necessarily. I'm not doing artistic drawing. I'm trying to represent something I've seen, if that makes sense.
Don't artificers have like a tool for any occasion thing?
Yeah. I can create anything. The right tool for the job.
That's the one.
I can magically create one set of artisan's tools. But it would require 1 hour of uninterrupted work to do it. So I'm hoping he just has a pen I can use.
Yeah, he's got a pen you can use, so artist tools, that's fine.
And by pen, I mean, obviously, an ink pen, not a biro, guys.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
Performance? Why wouldn't it be dexterity?
Alright, roll me a tinkering check.
That's what I want, thank you. Performance
As you
check.
draw up a blueprint for a dress.
Yes. That's essentially what we're aiming for. This isn't the dice end. Come here. Okay, that's fine. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Can I add my proficiency bonus to this? I'm not proficient in this, I would assume. I know technically it is a tinkering check, but it's up to you.
You can add your proficiency to it if you want to.
Obviously I want to. What a weird question. 22.
22. It takes you a few minutes. You have your new halfling friend just like kind of umming and ahhing over your shoulder. But maybe after about 20 minutes, there is a very, very technical drawing of a tiefling body with measurements denoted with lines and little figures. But yes, you eventually have Oriana down to pat on the paper in front of you.
Can you work with this, do you think?
Our hair horns, truly so pronounced.
She is spectacularly beautiful and unusual.
It would appear so. Might I request a meeting once you have given her a dress? Bring her along. If she likes it, she can have many more.
Well, she was saying she would like to go clothes shopping, so I'm hoping this could open the gate for her.
Then we shall see. I will do my best to drum up more business. Unfortunately, many of the people coming to the city are not invited to the grand dinners or parties that the winners of many of the events will be invited to. So They will no longer be going to the palace and have no need of my service. A lot of their money is being spent on betting and gambling on the events, as opposed to new clothes. So I will have a lot of time to work on the dress. It will be ready for you in perhaps a week.
Thank you. How much will it be? It's not a problem.
For a dress such as this, perhaps with the time, with the man hours, is you say the finest of materials?
Oui.
Perhaps 150 gold.
Done. Would you like it all up front, or half now, half on collection? What are you looking for?
Whatever you can, whatever you are comfortable with.
I reach into the bag on my back and just pull out 150 gold and hand it to him.
Merci. Excusez-moi, please do not be insulted. And he takes a gold piece. Puts it in his mouth.
Careful, it may once have been in a beholder's lair. You never know what might be on it. Be cautious, I'm just saying, you never know where money's been.
No, of course. And he takes a handkerchief. It's just us.
And very smart. You know, money, huge carrier of disease. I would never put it in your mouth, just for future reference.
Ace just very subtly, just sort of is fiddling with their armor in the background, just so that he knows they're adventurers.
So
I'm wearing full armor.
Perhaps I could also add some utility into the dress. Perhaps pockets.
Pockets would be great. I think pockets are very important for dresses.
Enjoy that.
Oui, I will add pockets. I do not quite understand why most of the menfolk, Paras, come in here and they ask for the dresses for their wives, for the womenfolk, and I ask them how many pockets would you like, and their response is always, why would they need pockets? Everyone needs pockets. Think what
as many pockets as you can.
Look what you can keep in pockets. And he starts just throwing items out of many, many pockets. Some of which you have no idea where the pocket is on the clothing before he pulls something out of it.
Very
hey Quill, this guy's got magic pockets.
Yeah. No. They're not magic. The only magic is in my skill at hiding them.
But hidden pockets in a dress sounds wonderful. You know, I have another question, actually.
Oui.
I know I'm not as beautiful as Oriana, and I've never actually owned a dress.
Excusez-moi. No. The minute you walked in here, I had 20 dresses ready in my mind for just such a beautiful figure and face as yours.
I'm wearing armor. How can you tell what shape I am? Actually, it fits quite closely, to be fair.
Oui. Only the beautiful people are allowed in the shop. Anyone who speaks this way about themselves, I must make you a dress.
Okay, that would be...
Quill starts to leave when he says the thing about the beautiful people only being allowed.
Where are you going, my handsome fellow?
I didn't want to intrude where my kind are not welcome.
Your kind? I have no problem with gorgeous tabaxis. What is your...
You are a flatterer.
No,
yes, he is.
Say it like I see. I am an artist. If I see beauty in the world, it must be exposited.
Thank you very much. I was only making a joke.
He believes himself to be the funny one?
He certainly thinks so.
Am I not?
You're hilarious, Quill.
Thank you.
Also,
always.
And he kind of, excusez-moi, and kind of just puts a small finger on the side of your armor dice to kind of move you out of the way.
Of course.
And he takes a look at Ace, and he kind of looks you up and down. And it's a very, it's not in the same way that obviously the Inquisitor has looked at Oriana previously. This is in a very kind of analytical, you can see with his eyes, he's just kind of
Cogs
taking
are going.
yeah, he's kind of taking your measurements, and you can see like the wheels turning. I was thinking perhaps not a dress.
Maybe a tunic.
I was going to say a suit.
I wouldn't be opposed, as long as it was a hardy wear.
Of
We
course.
only really wear armor for the most part.
Surely there will be occasions when you will be called on to, I suppose, take your armor off and relax. No?
My friend, we are humans. We are rarely called upon to relax. Or to look pretty. Or presentable, actually.
It's not really within our vocabulary.
Yeah, we're good at the hitting of things and the frying of things in some cases. Not so much the looking graceful.
Everyone should always have tailored clothing to make themselves feel special sometimes when they are in situations in which armor is not called for. And I myself, my talents lean towards dresses, but my husband's shop is further up the road, and he is an incredible suit maker. I will give him your measurements. If you're not happy with it, I am sure he can find another strapping young adventurer to sell it onto. But please return in a week, and I will see. He kind of like side eyes Quill a little. I mean no disrespect to you, monsieur. You are handsome, and I would love to make, or have at least my husband make a suit for you. However, I can see you already have a tailor.
Yes, although I am tragically separated from them currently.
Yes, we are a long way from Albion.
You have an ear for accents.
It is not
Or an eye for clothing.
It's not the accent, monsieur. It is the rudimentary high fashion of the Isle.
Rudimentary, you say?
No. It is sometimes it is no insult to you or your family or how affluent you are, but unfortunately, you can only make do with what is available, and unfortunately, high fashion in Albion is a little behind.
Perhaps my tastes are too unsophisticated to appreciate the difference.
I would
Maybe he could show you.
Perhaps I'll visit this husband of yours, see what it is that he can produce that will cause me to turn my back on the low art of Albionic fashion.
I am happy to make him aware. However, it is by appointment. Are you available tomorrow?
Possibly. Where is this tailor of yours?
It is 3 doors up. He is currently working on the suit, but he will be available, I believe, for the next 3 days.
Well, yes. Yes, I think it's been a while since I've had any new clothing made. Perhaps that would be good. Perhaps that would be nice. Perhaps that would clear my head a little.
I shall tell him to expect you.
Please.
He always enjoys showing up the designers of Albion.
Yes. Well, I hope he's everything you say he is.
Oh, and more, monsieur. I did not want to extol his virtues too much, just in case you stole him from me.
I'm not of the home wrecking sort.
He has a wandering eye, unfortunately.
Well, he does work in clothing. Perhaps he is just looking.
It's a facet of a passionate person, I find. Someone with the eye of an artist.
That is what he says also. We shall see.
Looking at beautiful things does not mean you want them. Just that you appreciate their beauty, right?
He makes
I
up
hope.
for it.
What's your name, monsieur?
I am Philippe.
Hi, Philippe. Nice to meet you.
Philippe.
Been a pleasure.
Philippe, my apologies.
It is okay. It is your accent. I take it you have not been in Shalem in a long time.
This is the first time I have ever been to Shalem.
Ah, oui. It is a softer accent. Your parents, they...
Moved before I was born. A long time before.
Shalem to Albion.
Yes.
It sounds like more of a self-imposed exile.
Perhaps that's true.
Not a punishment I would wish on anyone.
Well, they took up farming and are very happy, but I think perhaps the high fashion, high life was not for them.
Pity.
How much for all of my friends' clothes that you're making and mine?
For this dress, I've already taken payment. For the other clothing, we will see if you like it when you come back.
All right.
I will surprise you.
If you can make me not look so much like a stump, then good. Thank you.
Oh, that bit will be easy.
Okay. Thank you very much. We must go and visit somebody else, but I appreciate your time. And we will see you in 1 week.
And he waves.
Awkwardest wave.
And he immediately goes back
Do a
to
little.
starting to take out new sheets of paper and just starts drawing immediately.
Au revoir, Philippe.
Au revoir.
Okay. I'm getting a dress. I've never had a dress.
Must be very exciting for you.
Clothing made for me. It's always been hand-me-downs.
Well, does it count as a dress if your mum made it out of a tablecloth for a show? Do you remember when we did that pantomime thing and we had to dress up as some sort of wizard, and my mum made me that checkered dress thing that was out of a tablecloth that she had from the guy down the road, and it still had that weird stain on the corner?
Very sweet.
Yeah. Closest I came to a dress. Bit different to your life, I think, Will.
A little bit, sounds like. I was overburdened with clothing, one might say. But apparently not of particularly fine make, as I've recently discovered.
Well, we'll see if the husband of Philippe can do a wonderful job and win you over.
I believe I was considered to have somewhat impeccable taste back in Albion, but perhaps these Parisians have a more defined palate.
Well, you do have impeccable taste. He was just trying to sell you a suit. It's okay.
Yes.
I love that the thing that makes Quill bristle is having his country bumpkin fashion sense called out in the fashion.
He doesn't have country bumpkin.
It's there's Quill prides himself on his immaculate sartorial choices.
I think you look wonderful, if that helps. You always look very fashionable to me, but I once wore a tablecloth, so who am I to judge?
Hopefully after visiting this Philippe's husband, the locals will think so too.
You should not be offended.
I wouldn't describe myself as offended, Dice. Just caught a little off guard. It's not a criticism I'm used to having levied at me.
I don't think he was attempting to criticize, actually. I think he was attempting to sell. There is a difference.
In fact, I believe that he was criticizing my tailor rather than me, but you have to understand that in Albion, a man's tailor is very much a reflection of his of himself, of his status and his taste. So to hear such charges levelled at Charles is a little a little surprising, a little disconcerting.
Tablecloth dress. And I'm going to start leading Quill towards the tattooist.
I suspect the tablecloth dress was not a matter of sartorial choice, but rather of economic necessity.
For the most part, yes, I had 2 pairs of hose, a couple of tunics, but never anything finely made or made for me. It was things from the older kids who perhaps had moved out of the village, or sometimes some of Ace's stuff, because Ace was quite a lot bigger than me, even growing up.
This makes sense.
Yeah, I was mostly broader, but about the same size.
I still have those clothes. If I made the armor go under my clothes instead of on top for a minute, you would see I'm basically still wearing Ace's hand-me-downs at this point.
This is very interesting. I wasn't aware that that people could share clothes. I thought that they had to be pretty much sized to you. So that's a little bit of a surprise for me. A little bit. Yeah, that's a bit surprising.
I never really borrowed Oriana's, though. Wrong shape. Very much the wrong shape.
How so?
Oriana has much bigger boobs than I do. Everything looked very strange. It just
I was
sort
going
of
to say
snapped.
Oriana's always struck me as being very much the right shape.
Oriana's the right shape for a lot of people.
Yes.
I don't think she appreciates it, though. She doesn't... I mean, she appreciates how beautiful she is. That's not what I mean. I don't think she likes that every eye immediately turns to her, you know? Sometimes I think she'd like to be the one in the background. A little bit.
She seems to enjoy it from time to time, but I think nothing's ever right for every day, is it?
Perhaps it depends on the eye.
Perhaps indeed.
Nobody wants the Inquisitor's eye falling on them. I'm saying that very quietly.
No, I don't think that's generally desirable.
Was he genuinely that hideous? Without the magic?
I didn't see.
No?
I can't see what Oriana sees. But if what she saw is a reflection of what's inside him, then I can only imagine it was a disturbing image.
What's inside him is a sucking pool of tar.
I think I might prefer the tar. At least you can use it for. I think it has something to do with weatherproofing. I honestly, it's
So you got it on nail on the head there.
something about boats. I feel like I know there's.
Anyway, you don't want water. Tar will keep it out.
You
You
don't
have
want
to-
water. Surely you do want water around boats, otherwise.
Well, no, you dry dock them and then you black the bottom, and it stops the water going through the wood and prevents the boat sinking.
I knew it had something to do with something that I wouldn't be. Listen, I don't want to be involved in it. It sounds very sticky.
As you
Actually,
talk
it is.
about the construction of boats, then, and have this conversation, you do make your way from the boutiques and the shops down to Genevieve's tattoo parlor. It has literally taken me this long to remember her name.
I was just giving you time by
yeah,
talking
thanks.
nonsense,
Thank
just to
you.
make sure that you had a moment.
Thank you.
I likes it when we talk among ourselves.
He does. It makes him super happy.
But you do eventually get to the tattoo parlor. It is open. She has confirmed previously that it's open all hours. And as you walk in, the dark interior with the lighted magical illusions denoting previous tattoos and previous canvases just kind of delight the eye as you move around them. Genevieve is kind of lounging at the back. She appears to be smoking a pipe. There is a rich, very sweet floral smell coming from the smoke as it wafts out into the rest of the shop. Ah, bonjour. You have returned.
Oui, I do not have the materials, but I do have the money.
Ah. Then please, if you are ready.
If you have time. I did not mean to impose this evening. I was to make an appointment, I thought.
No, it is a slow evening. I've had a cancellation. Please, if you are ready, you can have one.
I am so ready and excited. I will sit down and show her where I wanted to go. I've described it before, right?
Don't you already have the tattoo? It's just
No.
not magical.
No.
Or was that an option you decided not to take it?
It was an option I decided not to take it.
Okay, no problem.
Ooh. I got the tattoo. It's the magic I'm adding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm sure I got the tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well done, Bri.
Sorry.
Good memory. Impressed.
So, I am adding, well, it is up to you. What do you wish your tattoo to protect you from?
Necrotic energy.
A very specific protection. Though as adventurers, I suppose you come up against all sorts of gribbly horribleness. Oui?
We just while adventuring. Unfortunately, gribbly necrotic things are more common than you would think and very damaging. So, also, it freaks me out a little bit. I'd like to be protected from it, at least in part.
Bear with me. Oui.
I don't think we need to involve bears. But if you have a pet bear, I would like to see your bear.
Give me a second. There we go.
I think we're going to meet Philippe's bear before too long.
Oh, very good. 10 out of 10 on that one, Greg.
I have props for every occasion.
You do. And has bear prop.
You do.
I have
Really
a dog
cool,
that
man.
looks a bit like a bear.
Things inside him.
So it was a full sleeve of like the cogs and machinery it was, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
machinery, cogs, but beautiful and sort of inladen with calligraphy,
Okay.
calligraphy swirls, and it's just pretty, you know.
Okay. Very well. Please sit down in the chair.
I sit down, and as I do, I pull up my sleeve and then get the armor to recede up my arm to the shoulder without me touching it.
All right, Tony Stark.
Yeah.
It is very impressive. This will not come back down and ruin the tattoo. No?
It won't move unless I ask it to.
Very well. And she begins tattooing. I would like you to roll me a con save, please.
I can't. I've forgotten where my saves are. My God, I've forgotten how to play the game. We're all doomed. There it is. Okay, my con's really good, actually. So that is
Depending on you to be able to play.
23. I rolled a 17. I've got a +6 on con saves.
Very nice.
Okay. It was a 17, sorry, yeah?
It was a 23.
23, sorry. So.
Yeah.
You hear a strange ringing. All of you do. But it is louder for you, Dice. It is if someone has struck a needle with a tuning fork. And there is a high-pitched, keening sound. But it's not painful, like nails on a chalkboard. It's more musical. And as the note becomes less harsh and more mellow, you do feel as if there is music playing in the background. There is a short, sharp sting as the needle first enters your skin, and then instead of a burning sensation, it just becomes very, very warm. And she traces over the work she's already done, making a lot of the lines much darker. And you see, almost as if watching the needle as it works, going almost as if you're going into a trance, you see the cogs start to move. The letters of the calligraphy, like rope or belts being pulled between them, start to rotate around your arm. And eventually, when everything is now highlighted and the lines are much more defined, it only takes maybe a couple of minutes, but there is now a stunningly beautiful tattoo. And you now have an absorbing tattoo.
Yeah.
It is a wondrous
Does that
item.
go in equipment?
It does. It is an absorbing tattoo, and it is to necrotic damage. So you have resistance to necrotic damage. You also have an ability called damage absorption, which means when you take damage of the chosen type, you can use your reaction to gain immunity against that instance of the damage, and you regain a number of hit points equal to half the damage you would have taken. Once that reaction is used, it cannot be used again until the next dawn.
That's amazing. Okay.
How
How much do I owe you?
Can you remember?
Nope.
Okay.
I think it was like 20 gold.
No, it was not.
I don't think it was. Give me a second.
Listen,
think
if
it
Bro
might have
doesn't
been
remember, it was about 20
substantially
gold.
more than 20 gold.
Well, if he doesn't remember, it was about 20 gold.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I remember.
Is that our
He's
new
not claiming
rule?
to remember.
Oh, you do remember, do you?
Yeah, I remember it was about 20 gold.
I believe it was more in the thousands of gold.
And yeah,
So
it
you
was
said
about.
5,000, but
Yeah.
It's alright, we found a
I felt
million.
like it was 10,000, so that's why I'm asking to query it.
10,000. Yeah, it was 10,000 gold or the ingredient.
Or the item.
Which I believe was pure obsidian.
Obsidian. Yeah.
So 10,000 gold.
I hand over 10,000 gold with barely a wince.
Okay. And she takes
I do give a little wince as I hand it over. I'm like,
even growing up without any currency in your hometown, you know the 10,000 gold is quite a lot of money.
I do.
She takes it, takes a very small pouch from her belt, and starts just shuffling all of the massive pile of gold into it. The pouch does not seem to get full.
I pulled it out of a bag that could not have contained 10,000
Yeah.
gold. We're just handing money from invisible places to invisible places.
It is a pleasure. Is there any work to be done for your friends, or?
I think Ace said perhaps they were interested.
something perhaps more symbolic than actually.
Tickle?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a something called a helm of ore?
As in a helmet, or?
It's more of a rune.
Oui,
It
sorry.
kind of resembles a snowflake.
Oui, yes. Sorry, it is from the old religions from the north.
True, yes.
The Norskans, bear with me.
I'm Ochi. With the little face.
Yes, I've tattooed many magical staves on a few people.
I wouldn't need it to do anything. It's more of it for myself.
Oui, of course.
Should I draw it out for you?
No, I have a book, I believe. un moment. And she wanders off behind the desk at the back of the shop. You can hear some shuffling and some rummaging around on shelves. And eventually she pulls up an old tome, slams it on the desk, and dust goes everywhere. She coughs a little, opens it, rifles through the pages, and eventually turns the book around to you and shows you then the 8-pointed compass-like magical stave. With what appears to be the curved forks on the end of each point, and the 3 lines then that don't connect running down each point of the stave. This is the one you mean? Oui?
Yes, the one that denotes protection.
I can. This tattoo is simple. It will take a moment and cost no more than perhaps 5 gold.
I can do that.
Or, if you would wish to pay perhaps slightly more, I say slightly, but quite a lot, I can perhaps actually have it protect you.
Sure. Well, how much would that be?
Bear with me. Let me see. For the ingredients, for the $3,000 gold.
I'm not sure I have that.
You do.
Oh, I do? Okay.
I don't know if you missed the one where we raided a coffin full of money,
Oh, yeah.
and you
I
should
remember.
have a lot of money. Greg, how much did we split between us? I can't remember.
Gold.
Sorry?
It was 1 million gold.
It wasn't.
You okay there, bro?
It was in the
think-
hundreds of thousands.
It was
It
100,000.
was 100,000. You should have 25,000 gold to your name, Ace.
I don't, but there we are. That's fine.
Yeah, but you should do. Add it in because you definitely do.
I will.
Yeah.
I will do that.
That's how do you think I just paid for a
Is
10,000
it-
gold tattoo?
I thought you had it saved from the Beholder days. It's okay.
No.
No.
I love that all the chat are going, million gold. It was a million gold.
If it's 1 million gold each, I think that's right.
That sounds right, yeah. Million gold.
Yeah, that's fine. So we
I
had
don't think I
what was
had
it?
that.
25,000 each.
25,000, yeah.
Okay.
And there was actually 1,000, there was some platinum as well, but you should have that. Maybe that was from a previous thing.
I don't have any platinum in here either. It's fine. But so how much was I removing for that?
5,000.
5,000. Okay, so I'll just add. There we go. There we go. I'll pay that to you.
Please sit in the chair. Where would you like it? How big?
On my back,
Oui.
Yeah. As large as you would like.
Then lay forwards on the chair. Well, after you take your armor
Yeah,
off.
and take off my chest plate and like shake off the do the patented
Yeah,
shake
the-
to get the chain off.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it pinches. It's great.
Oh god, yeah.
Any hair that you have on your neck or your like arm that is not covered with anything underneath is it's gonna
Well,
find it.
That's gone.
That's how it works.
That's just gone. But yes, it takes you a moment, obviously, to get ready. But once you
Yep.
step forward, again, you can hear the hum.
I'm gonna sort of like very very tentatively like remove the binding as well, and
Okay.
then sort of like sit forward.
You begin to hear the hum and the ring again of the music of the needle. And it takes slightly longer this time because this is the first time you are being tattooed, not just the touch up. But maybe after about 10 minutes, the hum and the ring stops. And Geneviève, walks off to the desk again and pulls up an old dusty mirror, wiping it off with a cloth, and just holds it up so you can see. It is large. It is about maybe a foot across, a foot in
Big back
diameter.
tattoo.
But it is also quite striking and stylized. It looks as if, at least to your eye, it looks as if your back was made of stone, and this has been chiseled into it, as if each line has been struck. So from one side begins thicker and then goes down. So to the untrained eye, it looks crude, but she has made it beautiful. She has made it look almost exactly the same as the one on the stone that your father would show you as the cornerstone of the house that he built in Nidum. The one he chiseled into that.
Yeah.
And it does remind you of home. And you now have a tattoo of protection. You gain +1 to AC and saving
Disgust.
throws while you have this tattoo on your skin.
Push. Yeah, at the sort of reminder of home, Mace is gonna sort of get a little misty in their eyes, and then remember that they're being quite vulnerable, and sort of very quickly sort of like pull their shirt back over them and like thank the artist.
It was a pleasure. Anything for you, my fine tabaxi friend?
Me? No, I'm far too flighty to decide on something so permanent.
If you change your mind,
You're the first in line. Honey, you're still free. And I will take a chance on you.
Ace is gonna pop the chain into the bag of holding for now, if that's cool with you.
okay.
I just turn around and go, "Ding, ding."
Because I don't think chainmail and new tattoo are gonna mix very well.
I don't think it hurts. I think you're okay.
Oh, okay.
No,
Is it one of those?
It's magical, so it's almost instantly healed. You're okay.
Okay, in that case, I'll just put it back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am
I hold it up like,
curious about the full range of effects that you can achieve with these magical inks of yours. Do you think that you'd be able to, if I did decide on a design, that you'd be able to make anything that empowers spellcasting in any way?
I have not ever been called on to do one myself before, but the principles are very similar. As long as the right materials were used, I could certainly...
You could certainly try.
No, there are perhaps two different types of tattoos. The form of the tattoo itself does not matter. However, positioning is imperative. There is perhaps one that could increase potency of certain spells, make them harder to resist by your target, harder to avoid, for example. Or there is a much more expensive tattoo that could increase your overall potency as a wizard by increasing your intelligence.
I mean, I'm intrigued by both. What when you say the placement is important, as you can see, I have very little skin available for tattoo placements.
This would not be my first time tattooing a tabaxi, monsieur. There is a certain spell, I have been taught. It is a very simple spell that will bald a section of your hide for as long as it would take to tattoo. And by the next turn, the hair will grow back and the tattoo will be invisible.
Seems like a useful skill to have.
Some might say oui.
I'll think on it.
Like I said, if you change your mind, please come
Yes.
back.
Oh,
If I change my
Change
mind,
your
I
mind.
shall.
You're the first in line.
Honey,
Honey,
I'm
she'll be
still
free.
free.
Take a chance on her.
I have.
Let me know. Sorry.
It's okay.
Or-
I have one last question, actually, and not for myself.
It is a slow night. Go ahead.
Good, because otherwise we'd be here forever, but no.
You've taken 20,000 gold tonight. That's a slow night.
She's very skilled.
I meant
This is
for customers.
I might become an apprentice here if you're looking for one.
20,000 gold is a slow night. I think 15,000, actually. Anyway,
Oh, my bad. Very sorry.
I know 5,000 gold, a small matter.
Mm-hmm.
Jean-Pierre, do you have a tattoo that could increase someone's ability to take damage, or to resist damage? Sort of as though they were wearing armor, but not. Something that could allow perhaps someone who does not traditionally wear armor, but is still in combat a lot, to have slightly fewer hits land on them. Armor class, Brian. I'm aiming for armor class.
Isn't that what Ace has just received?
Basically what I just put on Ace, yeah.
I know that increased the armor class, but there's a different one, isn't there, that does actually increase armor class on a permanent basis, and not by one. I'm not thinking of Ace.
For that, no. The most powerful protection spell I know is the one I've just put on your friend.
Right, I was looking at the barrier tattoo. She can't do it.
Give me a second.
You're ruining my immersion.
Sorry.
I
But he wasn't getting what I was trying to put across.
I was very much joking. That was a joke for M.
That was a direct quote of something that was said to me whilst I was carrying a torch in pitch darkness at Empire.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, been
I was like, you can sod off.
I'm ruining your immersion, but I'm also not dying in a ditch, so
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
going to fall into a ditch and die.
If your immersion requires me to break my ankle, then it's just not that important to me.
No,
just don't care.
not at all.
Also,
Like,
you have you have weird joints. Have a torch,
yeah,
damn it.
one of my that was before my diagnosis of weird joints, but yes. But one of my friends had already broken his ankle quite badly that day anyway, so it was like big no.
Yeah. We do not want to have two broken ankles in this friend
No.
group.
I say ankle, he broke like his entire leg quite badly.
Oof.
Oof.
That sounds
Sorry.
rough.
He put
Go
it
on,
in
Brian.
some mud and then he tried to pull it out by twisting and just spiral fractured his entire leg.
No! No more describe.
Next event, he was a beggar with a cast. It was great.
Yeah.
He sat in
I'm
the
sure-
mud with a cast.
I'm sure he didn't have much choice about that character choice.
It was great though. He had a whale
Genevieve.
of a time. He made loads of money.
Genevieve does think for a moment longer. There are perhaps some other tattoos that I could use. It would depend how great the barrier spell would need to be. There is perhaps one that would be 3,000 gold.
Okay. It's not for myself, and it is something I was going to suggest to a friend who does not wear armor, but often gets, smacked in the face.
The much more, the priciest one I can do for that would be 20,000.
For the more elaborate version.
For the most effective version that I can tattoo on someone. I tell
Alright,
you what,
thank you.
15, as you are such good customers.
I will mention it to my friends and let them know it is an option. I think they weren't perhaps interested in a tattoo normally, but I think this may interest them and would be helpful. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You're talking about the one that would put their armor class up to 18?
Yeah.
Permanently.
15k to give Ori an armor class of 18. Yeah. I mean, that would be wicked, right?
Okay.
But I obviously will speak to Oriana about that. Hey, where's best for dinner around here that would not bat an eyelid to humans eating?
There is a small local restaurant run by humans. You'd be okay there. They may actually bet more of an eye at your tabaxi friend. But they are welcoming to anyone.
I don't want to go anywhere where I would make the clientele uncomfortable.
Not uncomfortable, you would be more of a novelty.
Curiosity, which I think
Oui.
you're used to, Quill.
Yes, I do enjoy attention.
And she takes your map from you and directs you down a couple of side streets. Please return if you change your mind or with your friend. My door is always open.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm delighted with the tattoo. You are a genius. Thank you.
Yes, I'm very happy with my helm. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. You're welcome.
Again, Dice does the slightly awkward. Okay, bye.
I'll have to homebrew yours. M.
Yeah, that's fine. I have already added to the AC because you can customize that. But
Yeah.
what was the advantage on?
It was an advantage. It was +1 to armor class and saving throws.
Saving throws. Okay, that's fine. I'll just have to make a note of that one.
For the time being. Oh, my accent stayed. Hang on. For the time being. There you go. Got stuck. So, do you two fancy food?
Yes, of course. Let's do it.
Yeah, I could do.
I like-
something.
I like shopping. Shopping fun. Okay. This is properly doing a little skip. This is the most fun she's had in weeks. And it's not trying to kill her.
Okay.
So,
I do enjoy not being killed.
As you're on your way to the restaurant,
Monster bursts out of a side street. You're all killed immediately. Roll up.
While everyone dies.
Hey.
Roll 46.
Yeah.
you all get a small vibration in your pocket.
Oh. Or you're just going to be like, you all get a small vibrator as a gift.
I pick up my sending stone and go, hello.
It's
Hello?
Oriana's voice.
Okay.
Broadcasting to all of you.
Yep.
Come back to the hotel now. Come to the back of the hotel, servant's entrance. We need to leave. Inquisitors here.
Ooh.
I guess we go straight back to the hotel.
Yeah. Quick
Yeah.
style.
As we're walking, I move my armor up over my head back into its original automaton style.
Okay.
Like full equipment. Fuck's sake, just when I get to go shopping, everything changes again. This is fucking ridiculous. I'm not happy at all.
Okay.
We all have our crosses to bear, Dice.
Yeah, but why is my cross Inquisitor shaped?
That's a good question, and I can't see anything that we've done to deserve this motherfucker fucking with our shit all the time.
Dickhead.
As you begin
We
to
had
the long boulevard the hotel stands on,
Mhm.
roll me a perception check.
Oh, heck yes, I will. Guys, I
I-
think shit just got real.
I have rolled a 7.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, it's not awful. Perception, 15.
Okay. Ace?
Yeah, sorry, it's rolling now. Here's a 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
Quill?
Yes,
Caught up in the crowd, unfortunately, there appear to be too many happy passers-by for you to make much out. Dice and Ace, much more experienced, in fact, in combat and being battle-ready. You, from the end of the boulevard, you're looking at maybe 3 hotels between you and the front door of yours. You do see, standing on the stairs, a strange sight. A large crowd beginning to gather outside the hotel. On the steps of the hotel appear to be slightly differently liveried guards. Guards you have seen previously. Royal guards, yes, but dressed and liveried in exactly the same way as the ones guarding the prince's carriage outside the opera house. They apparently are standing outside, blocking entrance into the hotel, and arguing with them on the front steps is a large contingent of inquisitorial guard.
not a fan. Already not a fan of this whole situation at all.
Can we
Yeah.
get round the back?
There are alleyways between most of the hotels, but because of the way the crowd is at the moment, to break from this crowd to get to an alleyway without being seen, I'm going to need everyone to roll me a stealth check.
Deal. Fucking hell, 16.
16, okay.
Okay. I rolled a 19 and a 1 because I have advantage on stealth.
Okay.
A 19 and a 1. So that's 21.
20.
You got a nat 20?
Hey!
Hey!
Nice, okay.
The gods are with me.
They are. So as you wait for a sufficient kind of surge in the crowd to kind of block your way, you do make it across the road then and into an alleyway. As far as you can tell, without being seen.
Okay. Can we see how to get into the hotel?
As you get around the back, there is a large alleyway, quite wide, built really for carriages and carts that would bring deliveries and such to the hotel, so that they wouldn't be seen on the main boulevard and ruin the aesthetic. 3 buildings up, you can already see a very familiar Horizon carriage with a very familiar driver, Claude, sitting at the reins of the horses, pulling it.
Claude Van Drive.
Mm-hmm. As you make your way closer to the hotel, you also see just outside the back door, looking around, and also looking up into the sky, the concierge.
Looking into the sky?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As you make your way closer, he does peer in your direction and see you, and you see a relieved smile break onto his face.
Aww.
Well, that's always a pleasant greeting.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Good evening, Madame et Messieurs, and Adele.
Good evening to you. What seems to be going on here?
There are... it would appear that the dinner this evening that your friend Oriana was meant to have had to be postponed. The prince is inside talking to the High Inquisitor. His men are trying to get in, as they believe there are criminals residing inside.
What criminals?
Well, apparently they have committed crimes against the crown in Albion. They have committed crimes against the most venerated order of knights. They have committed crimes in aiding and abetting the escape of a very dangerous prisoner in Londinium. They have also caused the deaths of a great many inquisitors on the train on the way here. They have freed a lot of, apparently, well, according to the inquisitors, cattle that will be transported to the city. And they have also murdered the honored son of the one of the clan of the Fragrant Fix, and kidnapped his younger sister.
Really? All this by one group of people?
Oui.
Seems unlikely.
Oui.
Quite far fetched.
And he kind of looks at you all very pointedly. The prince, obviously, does not want friends of his to be caught up in any ugliness, so has possibly suggested that you take this carriage to a place where perhaps you could not possibly be questioned for these crimes.
Yeah.
Well, does he have a suggestion?
He did not suggest anything in so many words, but obviously I am reminded that there is an open call for entrance to the games that will be beginning in a week's time, and as long as you are registered, you are exempt from all crimes until you either die in the games or win and are pardoned.
That seems like quite a significant loophole to leave in your legal system.
Doesn't it just? Looks like we're going to do some gladiatorial fighting, lads.
Well, I have every faith in Ace as a fighter, certainly.
I think it will be a team game, and it's going to be fucking interesting.
Well, I have every faith in Ace to keep me alive then.
Hey!
You
You're
hear
certainly
the leathery flap of wings, and a loud.
I love to hear a leathery flap.
And the loud thud of an impact, and look up to the roof of the carriage to see Oriana standing there, wings flared.
Time to go, I guess.
It's our cue.
Let's go visit one.
She looks slightly annoyed, and it's like, shave my legs and everything.
Now,
I get it.
I was given to understand this was entirely platonic.
It was.
You still shave your legs for a date? Even
Yeah.
platonic? Usually, yeah. If you're
Listen, I
wearing
never
something.
have, so
She
I don't
jumps
know.
down off the carriage.
As we climb in to the carriage and wave to the concierge, I say to Quill, you'd look fucking weird if you shaved your legs. You'd look like a confused chicken. Please don't ever do that.
I will bear that in mind. Thank you for the what I consider to be very sage advice.
It would be... Hey, Claude!
Dice, bonjour. You
Hey! Bonjour.
certainly make my job more interesting, shall we say.
Whatever they said we did, we didn't do it. Probably.
Whatever they say,
More than likely.
whatever we did, we didn't mean it.
The concierge
just
is like,
want
of course not. We only have the finest clientele. And when asked any questions by the inquisitors, I am secure in the knowledge that no residents of this hotel could possibly have been party to any crimes against goodness and justice.
I would suggest you be very cautious about who you let them question. They have ways of seeing into your mind. Be aware.
Oui, and all of the staff are absolutely certain that none of the residents could ever have committed a crime against right and justice.
I give him a kiss on the cheek and then go back to sitting in the carriage.
He
That's
smiles.
really nice.
Ace gives him like a hearty like tap on the back.
The concierge kind of leans in once you're all in the carriage. I only say cattle because you are never sure, always listening.
We know.
We understood.
If you ever meet the people that perpetrated these crimes against the Empire, please thank them for saving the lives of my cousin and his son, who,
We'll keep our eyes out.
who just so happened to be traveling to Paris by train until recently.
I promise if we ever meet those people, we will relay your thanks.
Merci.
And I have no doubt that they would be very grateful to hear that they managed to help someone.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
Ever?
And he steps back from the carriage. And Claude lets out the yeah. And the carriage starts moving through the alleyways.
We're going to end up sleeping on straw, aren't we?
I'm going to have to dice take a little bit of a roundabout course. The Inquisition are normally quite prevalent in Paris in the evening time between us and our destination.
Not a problem. Do what you need to do. But when we get there, I want to talk to you about something.
Oui. It's not my grandmother, is it? I have,
Just wanna know how she's
I
doing.
have visited her since you told me to.
Aunt, I think, Rich.
No, it's Granny.
It was definitely his aunt.
Yeah.
It was definitely his
Alright,
aunt.
it was his
Not-
aunt, then that's fine.
Yeah.
It was his Aunt Alice. And this has stuck with me, of all things.
Okay. Alright.
Couldn't remember how much the tattoo was, but Aunt Alice
Aunt Alice stuck.
in our brain, yeah.
Okay. As you make
Cliff
your way
nuts
through
and
the
bolts,
city,
please.
then make me a perception check, everyone.
Okay. I'm not sure I want to. I feel like I'm going to perceive some stuff I don't really want to know about.
Snake. No,
Ooh,
I didn't make a perception check. And nor shall I.
19.
30-20.
Okay. What did you get?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't
The
make a
floor.
perception check, nor shall I.
Okay.
I got a 1. I got a 1.
Do you want
Plus
to roll for
4.
Oriana as well?
Yes. Do you know what she adds to perception
Give me a second.
off the top of your head? It's going to be better than mine, I know that.
I think she adds 4 to it. I'm not 100%.
No, but I can tell you very quickly. Perception. Disgrace.
Disgrace.
It's a plus
Don't
2.
sing the like 2 Simba's Parade, it's shit.
It's a plus 2.
16.
You take that back.
No, I won't. The Lion King 2 Simba's Parade is a garbage movie.
Okay. Quill, you see nothing.
Yes.
So
I
wrapped up
understood
in
that when I rolled the the one.
Dice, Oriana, and Ace.
Oui?
There is a familiar flapping sound of leathery wings. And for a moment, you were reminded of Oriana. Until it persists, and you realize Oriana is in the carriage with you. You look out the window, and you can see the shadowed anyway, against the sky, the silhouette of a form much like Oriana's that is currently following the carriage and is gaining on it.
It'd be Brother Dearest.
Oriana shakes her head.
Okay. I would like to carefully, as stealthily as possible, look out the window and try and get a really good view of whoever the fuck is following us.
Okay. As you pop your head out the window, then the wings are pulled in to the body of the form that is following you, and it shoots like a bullet straight down from the sky towards the carriage. There is an incredibly heavy thud. You feel the wheels almost buckle as the carriage tilts to one side. And Cloud screams in fear. As you look up, there is, and it is, you need to take a double take. This one is kind of a reddish grey with slightly more unkempt hair than Oriana, but for all intents and purposes, she looks almost exactly like Oriana.
Okay. I don't know who the hell you are, but we're sort of trying to be sneaky here. Get in the carriage if you want to talk to us. Seriously, I don't know who you are, but this is not a good place for you to be. So, in.
Okay.
Right?
As
You
you
sure
say,
you want to invite her in?
as you say
Yeah.
that, she looks at you with glowing white eyes, hefts the chains that chain her hands together, and there are runes glowing on them as well. And she says, "I'm sorry. None of us want to do this. And she
Oh, shit.
swipes at your head.
He sounds Scottish.
I do actually say, shit.
Okay. And that is a... Ooh. Give me a moment. That is a
It's an
19.
Hang on. No, that doesn't hit. But more importantly, what can I do as a reaction? Do I have any reactions? I'm sure I have some reactions. I'm not going to play this game. I'm panicking. Okay. Well, yeah. She swipes at my head. She misses. Go from there.
So she swipes at your head and misses. I want everyone to roll initiative.
Yeah.
You're in a carriage. I have no way to denote this on a battle map, so I'm not going to change it to a battle map. I am, however...
Motherfucker.
I'm sorry, I'll change it to a battle map.
My dice hurt me today. I don't understand what I've done to them. Maybe it's because I said something about searching for Blink Dog dice on Pornhub earlier, and now they're angry at me.
Could be.
Maybe.
I doubt they would be.
I mean the dice.
Yeah.
You know, they're being defensive of their dads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Give me a
The
moment.
second I need to get my story straight.
Need to get my story straight.
Cool, and... Cool. Ace.
Yes. 14.
14. Dice.
Yeah, hi, that's me. I would like to
Rage.
rage. No.
I really want to
I'm-
make a Dice of the Beholder t-shirt just for Stu, saying, a Welsh barbarian doesn't rage. A Welsh barbarian is tamping, fuming, raging.
I liked what I put on his team jersey, which was "Don't get mad, get tamping, fuming, raging."
That was good.
Yeah.
I have a question. What level are we?
11.
Why have I got too many spells prepared? You can't do that on the app. I have no idea how I've achieved this.
Okay, what's your initiative?
Sorry, that's important. Sure. 18.
Quill?
That would be a 6.
Okay, and Oriana.
Oh God.
It's a +3.
That would be a 20.
Cool. Nice.
I keep forgetting that I'm piloting Oriana. I'm gonna have to get her character sheet open now.
Okay.
Nope, don't create a character. Maybe I'll just create a new character.
You might need to get her open because she goes first.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it, Jesus Christ. What's this campaign called? The Trials of Zosimus?
Yeah.
An Unexpected Journey?
Yes.
Chronicles of Nidum.
That's the one. Okay, no, the first thing Oriana wants to do is establish whether this tiefling who is attacking us looks like the gargoyles from the Inquisitor's house.
Okay. Roll a perception check with advantage because she's seen them before.
That is apparently I can roll for Oriana. That is an 18.
18.
Sorry, 17. Sorry.
Obviously, Oriana did see the statues at a distance. But looking at the chains, the wings flared now as it tries to stabilize itself on top of the carriage. It's almost exactly like one of the statues seen on top of the Inquisitorial estate. However, as Oriana takes a good look, she also notices the differences between herself as a pureblood tiefling and the creature on top of the carriage. The creature is much more demonic, if not a full-blooded demon.
This creature is on top of the carriage?
This creature is absolutely on top of the carriage.
think what Ariana will do is there like a front window to the carriage?
There is, which you could, if you wanted to, talk to Cloud through. Yeah.
Or get through it? Could like is it just like a slot?
It's big enough that you could probably squeeze through.
Okay, so she will wedge her upper half through the window.
Okay.
And cast Thunderwave.
Okay.
We'll stick with first level for now. So this tiefling needs to make a con saving throw, please.
Give me a moment. Okay, so the tiefling
More
needs to
perilous.
Con
More
saving
perilous
throw.
music needed.
Is there?
I don't know. Biggie says it's too cheerful.
It's just kicked in.
Ah.
Okay, so con save, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. Constitution, that is going to be a 14.
Does not pass. So a wave of thunderous force sweeps out 2d8 thunder damage, which will be. Oh, is there not a d8 in this set? Has gone missing. Cool, great, good. That will be 5 thunder damage. Great. But more importantly, she is pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay.
Or from Ariana, obviously. Which I figure, since we're on a carriage, might be more dramatic than it otherwise would be. And then Ori will yell to Claude, bit faster if you can, and duck back inside the
Cool.
carriage.
As the thunderous energy then blasts out, you can see windows in the backs of all of the buildings in the alleyway you're in start to implode into the buildings. The form above does fall, wings crumpling around her, and it's a nat 20. As you see her fall through the air, she flips and manages to do proper superhero landing.
It's really hard on the knees, that.
Yeah.
She's probably
The
fucked those up now.
knee, foot, hand, 3-point landing on the floor behind her, wings flare. And as the carriage does begin to pick up speed, hurtling through the ever winding alleyways, you can see her flare her wings as if to make the leap back into the air. Dice. What would you like to do?
Okay. How far away are we from her now?
10 feet.
Does the carriage move on a particular, like...
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, top of the road.
Right.
Fine. I'm gonna try something. Can I see her?
Yes,
From where
you
I
can.
am. Good. I'm gonna attempt to cast Dispel Magic.
Ooh,
I want to try and dispel the control
I like it.
on the bracelets,
Okay.
whatever she's wearing. While doing this, I am absolutely thinking, fuck, this could actually free a demon. That's probably a bad idea. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
She said she didn't want to do it. I am going... Well, so if the spell controlling, like on the braces, whatever it is 3rd level or lower, it'll automatically end. If it's not, I need to make a roll.
Okay. Give me a second.
Do you need to get your story straight? That's obviously my song for the evening, I don't know why.
The only reason I even had this up is from when we went to Quill's uncle's. I thought the goobly guys, might have put magic traps out, so I thought maybe
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay.
could be handy.
The spell is of 8th level.
Gonna have to make a roll.
So I've got to roll 18 or more to dispel it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're my friend, and we need to talk, okay? Okay. So I rolled a 17, but I can add Flash of Genius to that, right? There's no reason why not. If it's a DC, can Flash of Genius be added to a DC?
What, for Dispel Magic?
So
Yeah.
the roll you're making is an ability check using your spellcasting ability mod, right?
Yeah.
So if you can apply it to ability checks, I assume you can.
I can add it to ability checks, which would make it 21.
Is that right, Brian, or am I
Yeah,
missing something there?
no. You make an ability check using your spellcasting ability modifier. Which
Yeah,
is...
yeah, because I remember it being a thing that like, bard there's a high level bard spell that gives you advantage on all charisma checks for like 24 hours, and it's absolutely broken because like
Bards are charisma casters.
counterspell and things. It's
That is
insane.
nuts.
yeah.
So,
I don't even know if this is going to work. It might not even be something I can break, but
plus your ability modifier.
so it would be. Hang on.
It's plus your
Wait.
spell modifier.
So hang on. I've lost the spell because I had it up in front of me, and it was telling me things, and now it's come back. Right. The range is 120 feet. That's fine. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level, so the DC would have been 18.
Yeah. And you rolled a 17 plus 4, which is your spell modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that break it?
So 21, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's math.
Quick math.
As you hold your hand out, enacting the spell, and you see the flash of energy rush forward and strike the manacles, chaining this form's arms or ankles and wrists together. The magic explodes against the chains. And once the light or the flash diminishes and you can see again, the chains are on the ground. They are no longer manacled. And you can see the white, bright light in this form's eyes quickly change to a deep, fiery red.
You still gonna kill us?
Is that the end of your go?
I mean, yeah. I can't do anything else. That's my Hail Mary. That's all I got.
I think that was a pretty good go.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. Or there might be another one, in which case we're fucked, because I can't do that again. That's a 3rd level spell. That's like my maximum.
Ace, it's your go.
You're muted, Em.
Sorry, I got distracted that I've wounded myself. But I was going to do a branding smite if I could on the chains.
The chains are broken. I just
They're
broke them.
broken
Yeah.
now. You broke them. Okay. Can
I
I
would-
gauge what
We don't
her
know-
reaction is to it at the moment?
I'd suggest that the best thing to do might be to get in a position and prepare an attack in case they come back towards us. Because Dice just tried a pretty cool Hail Mary, and if it
Yeah.
works, then we might not need to fight. But if we attack them,
Yeah.
you know, if they're coming out of something and we attack them right when they're breaking free, that might not get them on our side.
Okay. What I'll do then is I'll position myself so that I can go on the back of the carriage. If that could be okay.
Yeah.
Do you need
You climb
a
up.
roll for that?
Climb up through the door. I'd like an athletics roll.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to climb
Christ,
up
that
onto the
should
roof of
be.
a moving carriage.
Athletics won't be an issue, but like It's fine. It's a 24.
Okay.
But like,
So you quite deftly hoist yourself, swinging your legs up and land on both feet, standing there like heroically brandishing your hammer,
And
waiting
I'll,
for them to come get you.
I'll ready a second level branding smite, please,
Okay.
and hold my turn.
Okay. So you see the form as the carriage inches away from her. Almost shake her head, trying to clear her thoughts. And seeing the carriage inch away, she looks at you, looks into the shadows that you are rushing headlong into, and pulls a longbow from her back. You see a jet of flame instead of an arrow and instead of a string immediately kind of light and join on the bow. She takes aim, looses the arrow, but not at the carriage, and not at Ace.
Yes.
You hear a horrific scream and an impact. You hear a horrific scream and an impact, and Ace looks down just in time to see an inquisitorial assassin with a fiery hole burning its way into his chest thud down onto the roof of the carriage and fall off into a pile of rubbish in the alleyway, being lost in the darkness. You look back up. You see the woman wrap her wings around her, put her bow away, and she nods to the carriage as she also steps into the shadows and disappears.
Are there any more of those?
No answer.
Where's
She
the one?
gone.
That's the third one of those.
I didn't expect it to work because it was such a high DC, and I figured it would be. I thought I had no chance.
Well, it was beautiful.
Link dog dice, you guys. This one always rolls well for me. Sorry. Okay.
And the carriage continues to rush headlong through the city, through the alleyways, until eventually the alleyways break, and there is a huge wide road in front of you. You see lights above and ahead, and you look up, and impossibly tall, a true feat of structural engineering stands before you. There is a beautiful smooth wall with what you can see is thousands of windows. Donating this entire building is maybe 10, 15 stories tall. On its lowest level that you can see as you move along it now, there are huge arches, inside of which are stalls manned by all different races hawking their wares to a huge crowd of people who seem to be clamoring to buy different things, place money on different people. The wall itself, though, is not straight as you first believed. As you continue to move along it, you realize that it is curved, but it is massive. And having not been to this section of the city before, it takes you a moment, but you then eventually realize that this is the Colosseum. As you move past it, you hear a man extolling the virtues of the Colosseum. You hear many of them telling of the history of it to any people in the crowd who will listen. How it was carried here from a dominated Roma, until eventually it was built brick by brick by the Elven Empire, so that similar events from thousands of years ago from Roma could be held every year in this city. The carriage continues onwards until eventually you go past, leaving the Colosseum in the distance.
Apologies to our Italian listeners for what Bryce done to your Colosseum.
Yep. We just borrowed it. We'll give it back.
Oh god, add that to the list of quests. Give the Colosseum back.
Move the Colosseum. We're going to need a lot of bags of holding.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bricks.
Or a
After
really
that,
good
we'll hit
teleport
the
spell.
British Museum
Or a
and,
train?
or Albion Museum.
Yeah, a real
from
good
there.
teleport spell.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm really sorry I keep breaking your combat.
It's okay.
I feel
Fine.
like I'm
It's
cheating us out of
It's why he
fighting.
loves you. or one of the many reasons.
I don't know how you keep doing it. It's amazing. Well, I do know how. You're a smart person. You do the big brain things because of your big brain.
Yeah.
Eventually you move into a much less built up area. There are structures, 2-3 stories tall. Around them, though, are high walled courtyards, like gated complexes. Inside, you can see many men, women lounging about, many different races. However, you are taken past most of them to one of the ones that's, in its heyday, it would have been the most ostentatious of the lot. Now, unfortunately, it is in slight disrepair. And as you get to the gate begins to open, and you see a very familiar half jackal, half man standing there
Anubis.
holding the gate. And he waves the carriage past, and closing the door behind them. And as you look back outside, or try to look back outside, you realize that the gate is constructed in such a way that it is very difficult from anyone outside the gates or the fences to look in, or from anyone inside to look out. Your carriage is effectively hidden. It is doubly hidden even from the sky as it pulls under an awning, and is almost immediately covered then as more servants run out, most of them human, and begin to cover and camouflage the carriage, leaving one side of it open so that you can disembark.
I open the door and hop out and go, Claude, sorry about the demon.
This is, think I might take some time off. Perhaps
I think you deserve it.
spend some more time with my aunt. Maybe. For now, I think I could probably use a drink.
Well, here, I owe you a drink at least, and I'm going to give him 10 gold and pat his hand and go, danger money.
Thank you. Merci. And instead of, as he normally does, like, being shocked at the amount of money you've given him, he just kind of puts it in his pocket without even looking at it and starts to walk back towards the gate. The Anubis-like figure walks over. Good evening.
That wasn't the voice.
Evening.
Hello.
Sorry.
Again.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
The master of the complex is not currently available. He is wining and dining the investors.
Smart man.
Understandable.
But please, I have been told to extend every courtesy to those who are, I assume, signing up for the games.
Very astute.
Question about that, actually. So, are we signing up for the game? We have to sign up for the games. It's pretty much a given at this point. Are we signing up individually? Or are we signing up, can we sign up as a group? What is the preferred, and can we use magic? Or is it hand-to-hand fighting? What are we looking at here? Because I haven't really considered it until this point, and frankly, I'm scared.
Yes, it was a spur of the moment decision a little.
As I think you know.
The schoolmaster will explain all.
Oh.
Please, come inside. I will show you where you may stay. But first, there are some papers for you to put your mark to.
Okay.
Is it sort of a liability waiver? If we die, we don't hold the Colosseum responsible,
If we get our heads chopped off, it's not your fault.
that sort of thing.
The master will explain all.
You're not comforting. Has anyone told you that you're not like a happy person?
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a yes to me.
He takes you to a door into a 3-story complex.
I like lean over to Tyson and I'm like, I don't think he likes me.
Gestures you through it.
I think he's really sexy.
Thank him.
It is the last door on the left.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I go to the last door on the left and knock on the door.
Nameless.
Come in.
I open the door. I go, hello.
Come,
Are
busy,
we
busy.
meeting?
Bonjour.
Are we meeting the head of Durmstrong right now?
Maybe.
As you walk in, there is a desk that in most circumstances would look massive. However, is dwarfed by the huge figure behind the desk. She sits there almost 7 feet tall and wide, rippling with muscle that is barely contained inside the tight, threadbare tunic she is wearing. She has
You're really describing M's ideal NPC right now.
She has a
Ori's.
Yeah, a black kind of mohawk, very, very like closely shaved sides, a black mohawk that is pulled into a intricate knotted ponytail that kind of bursts like a horse's tail off the top of her head before falling back down it like a whip.
Ariana is aroused.
Covered in scars, but as she kind of gets up, towering above everyone, you can see, or you make out, that all of the scars are on her front. And she steps around. It reminds you of a Goliath.
The girl that I once knew. See her face when
It reminds you of the Goliaths you saw in the Underdark, except for the fact that her skin has the pink rosy complexion of a human. And as she steps out, she holds out her hand. Zdravstvuyte. It is a pleasure to meet some new recruits. Da?
I'm so glad that you had this opportunity to use the Russian you've been practicing already.
Ace takes like a firm grip and gives a good handshake.
Her hand is massive compared to yours, Ace, and she dwarfs your hand as she kind of
not intimidated.
Yeah, and she gives it a good like warrior squeeze. Are you
Just
gonna give a good squeeze as well?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a strength check.
Mm-hmm.
They're both sitting there having some sort of weird strength pissing competition with handshakes. I like it.
Not so much. Something very different. Strength, did you say?
This is flirting.
Would that be athletics or would it be
Just a straight strength check.
straight strength? Okay.
That's not saving throw though.
It's only a what?
16.
Still not bad.
Ooh, to be fair. Okay. You both squeeze at exactly the same time. And there is a stoic impression on her face as she looks at you. Until after maybe 10 long seconds of squeezing each other's hand, there is no give from either of you. As she also rolled
It's not even a flinch. We're just like...
as she also rolled a 16.
we are matched.
After exactly 9.5 seconds, Quill clears his throat.
And you see
Very loud.
You see her
We're
stoic,
exacting some very heavy eye contact right now.
yeah, staring straight into each other's eyes. You see her stoic expression kind of break into a wide grin.
Yeah.
That is good.
I can come back.
So,
Should we wait outside?
I am Dom.
Ha! I
That
bet.
would seem.
Hello.
Or was that too on the nose? I am Dom. I am how you say, mother for the recruits, for the gladiators of the school. I am in charge when Master is out, pressing the flesh and talking to the investors and the people with the money.
Whining and
Guys, let's
dining,
meet them.
69ing.
Well, that is his own prerogative, but he can 69 if he wishes.
He can leave his friends behind.
Ace just gives like a quizzical look to Dice, just like, I don't really understand this reference.
I,
Tell you when you're
try
older.
to gesture and be like,
I'll tell you when you're older, Ace.
no, okay, we'll come back to it, Dice, tomorrow.
You are recruits from...
We are conscripts. We're recruits by accident. Hello.
But you wish to fight in games.
We wish
That-
more than anything to fight in the games.
I would love to. It sounds great.
Then please, come. And she goes back and sits down. You can hear the chair straining as she lowers her weight onto it. And like
I start considering whether I could like brace it with some metal,
she,
some little metal braces underneath.
she rifles through a drawer, and you can see she's quite frustrated, harried. I do not like this paperwork. It is very busy when it comes close to games, as it is.
I'm very good at paperwork. If you want me to help.
Please,
I also love paperwork.
if you could complete all paperwork while you are here, I can get back to more pleasurable pursuits, like
Happy to do so in exchange for a buy for the first couple of rounds, possibly.
I do not know this term.
A buy, it's when someone who, for one reason or another, has shown a level of performance, doesn't have to compete in the first few rounds and just goes into the later part of a tournament. Perhaps, if you have if you have a star who's a particularly big draw, or if there's someone who has it doesn't matter. I sense that this isn't an option.
I see what I think I get what you are saying, but unfortunately, we no longer know how these games will go. They have a set of rules. The master of games has a known way of running things. Unfortunately, there was a recent event that meant a lot of the fodder that they were to supply for the games was misplaced.
I go, oh no.
And so these games are still said to be something special, but we no longer know what events will be held. Only that there will still need to be able-bodied people to perform in them.
I have a question, please.
Please sign papers. I will answer questions. Because apparently now there is no paperwork. It is question time.
I start writing.
Eventually I will get back to training and the knitting.
Aww. Look, I'm happy to actually help with some paperwork if you would like, in all seriousness. And I would also...
It is
this is while
I only knit
This is
the
while I'm
bandages. I knit the bandages for the people whose arms I break.
That's sweet of you. At least you're contributing.
I not contribute. I weed out the weak competitors.
No, I mean you're contributing to their
Ace is just
healing as they
nodding along,
recover.
like, I understand this. This is my language.
No, you are helping them to recover from their justified trouncing.
No, I am helping them to heal from the battering I gave them because they are weak pansy men.
All right. Look, do we fight as a group or
Just remind me
individually?
of her.
You can choose. Well, as I said, if events are similar to events from before, you may choose.
If we can choose, we would rather fight as a group as we all have different strengths. If it's not an option, then I guess we'll see.
You do work better as a whole.
Ha!
Then
Cole.
we will see how it goes. The master will want to meet and speak to each of you.
We will be assessed for skills.
Well, yes, the games do not begin for a week. He will not put you into a situation you are not good at.
Good. Okay. That sounds... are we to stay here for the full week with no chance to leave? Just to understand.
Are you wanted for crime?
What if we were?
What if we were?
Do you perhaps have enemies outside these walls who would do you harm, or attempt to if you left?
I think I see what this is leading. We will stay for the week.
If you can contribute to school with donation, you can have nicer room, if that is what you are worried about.
What sort of donation?
Just for general upkeep, supplies, food. I was thinking perhaps a gold or so.
Hand
Think
her
we can
10.
stretch to that?
I hand her 10 and go, here you go.
Oh,
To help.
you are... And she kind of, Dom sits back and just kind of looks at you all, appraising you with a new eye. The armor you wear has seen action. That-
Mine hasn't.
No, she's
Yeah.
she's talking to Ace.
Yes.
You are adventurous of sort.
You could say that.
Adventurers of requirement, I think.
Perhaps we will have more draw once you have your first bout. That?
I would imagine so, yes.
We do what we can to entertain.
Apollates is... He looks for investors, but they are drying up over years because, unfortunately, he will explain.
I have one more question before we go to our rooms.
Rooms?
Da, ask.
Do you know of a competitor named One?
Ah, yes.
Ah, I would like to see one.
They are very welcome. They help me break the small, weak pansy man.
I like pansies.
I like pansies
Yeah.
I like the
I'm
flowers.
I'm
I
sure they are.
press them in books.
too. Aw, I really like them.
I will show you books if you wish.
I would love to
be
see your
happy
flower
them.
books.
However, they are tiny, weak flower.
Easily damaged.
They fall down in northern cold storm.
I would imagine so, yes.
But I've long since stopped calling myself Northern Cold Storm. I thought it was a bit too, high and
Long-winded.
mighty. High and mighty.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
So now I am just the Dominator.
That has other implications, yes.
I know.
I got that you did. I did not suspect that this was news to you.
Though
Get
with
the impression that Ori is very happy about this.
with one, she smiles to herself.
I'm glad one's happy.
She is quick.
Yes, one once had a little fight with Ace when we first met them. Before we traveled many, many miles with them. But
You do
One
not,
is
you do
fun.
not look broken of face.
Ace heals quickly.
But also, I wasn't defeated in the fight.
We shall see. One is currently bodyguard to Master of School, Apollates.
Yes.
what is Anubis guy's name?
Dog.
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 His
All right.
name.
Names around here seem to be very descriptive.
His name hard to pronounce. Dog.
If I call him that, I think he might be offended, to be honest.
It was his suggestion because we kept butchering his name, so he just told us to call him Dog.
That makes sense.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Similar to why no one calls me Elenil.
What is your name?
Well,
Elanil.
Quill.
My first
Is it?
name is. You were close.
Well,
Sorry?
Unless you speak Elvish, it's hard to get the subtleties of the different. Did you know there are 4 L's in Elvish?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Yes. Well, and it's hard to distinguish between them to correctly pronounce Elenil.
It's pretty. When I nudge Quelling, it's a nice name.
It's my first name.
Would you like me to start using it?
Not unless you're fluent in Elvish.
No, but Ori is.
But also, no, not particularly.
This has been a very educational evening, but and
You've got paperwork to get to?
slams the desk. If you have all signed papers, yes?
Yes.
The paper is signed.
Good. We will submit tomorrow. You will be called for breakfast, and hopefully Apolotes will have returned and you can be assessed.
When Claude comes back for his coach, if you could send him to me, I had some questions for him, but he looked a bit traumatized and left.
Harried.
I will pass the message to the people outside who are less busy than I.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
It's been
We're
fascinating meeting you.
I am very tired. Once
I
I
see
have,
that.
go.
once I have breakfast and more energy, I will be much more, how you say, with the words.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Where do we go? Just direct us and we'll get out of your hair.
The door behind you opens, and a young human male walks in.
Hello.
Hello.
Which rooms? Dom kind of looks past you all. The nice ones. Not Apoloteses. The nice ones, but not Apoloteses. And he's like, nice ones, not Apoloteses. Excuse him, he has been hit in head many times today. He's a little rattled.
Little dazed.
It happens to the best of us.
Yes, he
Sure.
just did not get out of way of my fists.
Actually, it doesn't happen to the best of us, but it happens to those who fight the best of us.
I sincerely hope it doesn't happen to me.
Until tomorrow. Rest easy.
Well-
We look forward to it.
You are safe here.
Thank you.
You have signed papers.
Thank you.
You belong to school
Yes.
now, for as long as events are happening. I will lay down my life to protect you.
Thank you. Hopefully it won't come to that.
Yes, very hopefully.
Thank you.
I hope so too. I
That's you
hardly
guys.
know you. It would be a strange, hollow sort of death.
I like you. And I'm going to follow the rattled boy.
We have it may comfort you to know that we have great intentions in this in this life. So if you do have to lay down your life to protect us, it won't be for nothing.
Just listen to the list of our crimes, eh?
We haven't committed any crimes. We are innocent.
No crumbs here.
She just kind of smiles, but it doesn't quite reach her eyes, and goes back to shuffling through the papers, trying to find the one she was looking for.
That is a woman who has had a long day.
Speaking of long day, something you've all had. You are taken to quite a nicely furnished room, if a little bit dusty. Hasn't seen a cleaner in a while. The bedclothes are a little threadbare. However, at least in your surroundings, seeing the broken plaster on most of the walls, the doors in dire need of repair, the lack of, or the strange amount of chairs, but not enough tables for them to go around because the tables have been turned into training implements because they couldn't afford to make training implements. As you're going through, you're making all of these connections. What once was probably quite an affluent training house or a school for gladiators is now fallen on very hard times and has had those hard times for a while. You are shown to, in comparison, some very nice guest rooms. And the boy, still looking a bit dazed, still suffering from quite a substantial concussion, smiles and just walks out without saying a word and closes the door.
As he goes to walk out, I just pat his shoulder and cast Cure Wounds as he goes. It's like, okay, alrighty.
Okay.
It's from my spell storing item,
Cool.
so you can do with
that's
it what
fine.
you will.
I won't even make you roll. As he kind of stands a little bit straighter and turns around.
Better?
Big goofy grin on his face. He's like,
Yeah.
the ringing's gone away.
Oh, good.
I can hear again.
Maybe
Boys,
get-
I can hear again. And he runs off to the corridor.
Jesus Christ. Okay. This item's going to get a lot of use here, I think.
I think we might be in for an early night for an early start.
Yeah, sounds good, sort of. Yeah. I'm going to sit on my bed and start, like, writing a journal of everything that's happened that I can remember up to now and everything that's happened today, and I'm going to try and chronicle everything we do from here on at night when I go to bed, because so many things are happening so fast, I'm worried I'm going to forget something. So that's what Dice is doing, and I will start writing things down from next week.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else anyone wants to discuss before you have your long rest?
No.
No, not really.
I'm a bit traumatized.
Okay. Then with that, we will leave the game there for this session.
We did it.
That
We
is
got
the
through a whole
end.
session of D&D.
That is the end of session 73.
Yay! Do we get to level up? Is that a milestone? It feels like a
I think
milestone.
it felt like a milestone in our journey
Right?
to me.
No, that was a hell of a milestone. Like, the Inquisitors came for us. We've ended up in a totally different place. Our plans are all derailed. It's a milestone. All sorts of things are going to change from here on out.
We signed up for a tournament. We've never signed up for a tournament before. Very milestone-y, I think.
Oh, very milestone.
Yeah, very.
I broke a demon.
You leveled up like 2 sessions ago.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do. I told you could. I was there.
Biggie feels that it also feels that it is a milestone.
Nope.
It wasn't 2 sessions ago, anyway.
Right, give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want.
It's been months. It's been months since we last leveled up, Bray.
It's been months since we played.
It's been a month since we played. Don't be dramatic.
Irrelevant.
Right. But yes. Thank you for joining us for session 73, everyone. Again, we apologise, obviously, that it took so long. But we're here now, and we're going to try and continue.
Though not next week.
As
Because
much
I
as we
think
possibly can.
next week may not be Nidum. Next week
Oh, yeah.
may be...
Next week should be my campaign.
Yes.
So 1 weekend out of every 4
Finally.
will be
Finally.
Greg's campaign.
Which, if
Yep.
it is, will be really good, because I have to arrange a potential guest player for the next time we run Chronicles of Nidum.
Yeah.
And it would be nice if I could give him like 2 weeks' notice. That'd be great.
Yeah, and next week then, hopefully, you'll get to meet Snowball Hopperton Smythe. It should be fun.
As well as some other less important people.
Much less important. My character is the best. She's a bunny.
Oh yeah, next week I get to play. I can't fucking wait. Oh my god.
I'm also very excited for this.
Oh,
It's going to be super fun.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I get to play. And I only have to make decisions for one person.
Oh my god, imagine.
I think it's going to be really fun, and you guys should definitely come and watch and
It's going to be one of
give
those
Greg some
things.
support.
But I've said that now. It's like, oh, I get to only make decisions for one person, and it's like someone doesn't turn up. It's like, oh, can you play this game? For fuck's sake.
Yeah, it'll be me, guys. I'm just going to give it to Bri just to stress him out a bit. I'll come in 10 minutes later and be like, just kidding.
Yeah,
No,
that sounds fair.
I'm
That sounds like a good plan.
genuinely looking forward to also playing a class which you will meet next week. Playing a class that I think the class I have the least experience in playing. One
It'll be fun.
of the most fun classes, but one I've never really tried to tackle before. So I am very much looking forward to it. Very
fun.
much looking forward. Can't wait.
Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah.
Can't wait.
Rose.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Back to level 1. Woohoo. Right.
Little babies.
Yeah.
Who
But
I'm
yes.
going to kill.
Yeah. Good times.
Quite possibly. thank you guys. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for sticking out the wait. And thank you for showing up to watch us when we have returned. But there will be much more D&D. I can't remember if we said Monday again. We might not have. Join us over on twitch.tv/Dice of the Beholder at some point this week. Because me and Greg are always available anyway. But at some point this week for the next session, session 11, I believe, of Dragon of Ice Spire Peak. Even though I don't think it can be called that anymore because the dragon's dead. But yes, and then next week we will have a Distant Hum, I believe the campaign is called.
That is the name of my campaign.
Yeah.
Although I already regret it.
Okay. Well, because we're all going to sit there like this.
No, because I just, like, it sounds wanky. I don't know, you know how it is. You name something and then you tell people the name and you're like, I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, that's
Should
why
we name it?
that's why
That'd be
Anya's
cool.
called Anya and not Eleanor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just change the name of it. We'll let you know the
No,
name of it next week.
I like the name of it, but I also regret the name of it. You know, it's whatever name I give it, I'm still gonna regret. Like, it's not like I'm gonna find one that I like a week after I've told people. It's impossible. It can't be done. Bright knows.
Oh, Biggie, we love you too, man. But yes, thank you as always. Thanks to those who have watched. Thanks to those who will watch. Take care. Stay safe. Wear a mask. There's still not really much point in going outside unless you have to. We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
I'm just as
Keep
socially
waving.
inept as nice.
Keep waving. PC's frozen up.